Yeah,
I'm in.
cool.
Okay. I'm joined by Mr. John Scrivens, the artist extraordinaire. Hello, John.
Hello.
I'm joined by Mr. Nicholas Peart. Yeah. Of
Oh, Jesus.
Hello.
I'm getting closer.
Hello, Robotolo.
Robotolo. And the fucking lion's just been announced. Well, it hasn't been announced. We were going to hang out for 2 hours. Before we go any further, just big love and shout to anyone who is hanging out somewhere in the world. If you listen to the podcast, stay hydrated. And if you're one of the Honest Wargamer Patrons, thanks very much. This stream is going to be a hilarious hangout session. So wherever you're watching in the world, you'll learn probably nothing, but I'm just going to hang out with my mates and we're just going to talk today while we talk about this new shit. Nick, have you seen the picture now?
I can see it. Yeah, now. Yeah, that looks awesome.
The lion. Is that actually the lion then?
Wait, that kind of looks like more of a heresy style.
I think it's heresy.
Oh, that's
It's a
not the
heresy one, yeah,
lion.
it's not.
No, it is the lion, but it's heresy era lion because he's in black armor, right?
Oh.
God, you guys don't know anything about Dark
And
Angels. do you?
and they tend to do like heresy Primarchs on like a scenic base, and he's got like
Yeah.
some marines that he's chopping down that are Night Lords by the looks of it as well.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. What's the Minotaur guy at the top right? He looks fucking
Yeah.
rad as hell. I think he's another bit of the Lumineth.
The Lumineth.
Yeah, he's got
okay.
that Egyptian / Japanese-esque style, right? Hey Tristan, by the way, Mr. Teej, today is all freeform, so jump in that Discord if you want to hang out and look at these pictures. I'm going to try and get a bigger version of this solo with images. That works. There we go. That's the picture that we're currently looking at, and for you guys. Oh my god! I tell you what, the Horus Heresy guys they've got it nailed. I think. Like the miniature sculptures.
Guys, are we live?
What?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom Layton.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Right, Tom?
Oh, we are live. Cool. Good.
Yeah, don't say cock a bugger.
Yeah, we're live.
I won't use any. I won't use any big swears.
Oh, appreciate that loads.
Crystal. Oh, sorry, I started.
Hey, is my microphone okay over there? Because it's kind of
It
out
sounds
the way.
fantastic.
Good. Okay, I won't move it then. It means I have space to work.
Right, well, we're all hanging out with the Twitch chat and wherever you are live.
Why am I Alex Jones?
No, don't worry, I'm going to fix it. It's been.
No, I can be Alex Jones if
been
you
a busy
want.
morning.
Where's my aluminium?
Oh my god, you guys! Oh my god, you guys are going to have to wait. Looks like this.
Do you want my face or do you want
Your desk.
like my desk? I'll tell you what, guys. You're gonna get a very special treat today. I'm gonna give you my desk, okay? I'm gonna turn my off, and then I'm gonna turn on. All right?
Okay,
You ready?
I'm going to build up a
Alright,
new
give me a
scene
minute. Let me just go find
while we
some-
do this. The hangout scene. But anyway, can someone please talk about what they're seeing as this is an image? Pete Pratt, Dydrin, Tristan, where are the pics from? It's been leaked somewhere.
Yeah.
More naughty leaks.
More naughty leaks. We
Yeah.
were going to hang out until 2 until all the leaks. But you guys can. I'm going to transition it. There you go. You guys can see it's in our
So the
Discord.
most important one
Yeah.
is the very left-hand one is AMF from Lord of the Rings, which they took off the website a good couple of weeks back. So
Do you mean AMR?
yeah,
You said AMF.
AMF. I said AMF, as in Judge Dredd.
Ioma.
Yoma. Hey, Elf Bro, how you doing? Hobby Hobo.
First life the fifth day.
It says Kia Ora. It's 1 a.m. here, and I don't give a shit. It's because we're all on holiday time now. No one knows what times to be up or what's to happen. But
Is it
What
Friday
day is it?
today?
what is it? It's Saturday. It's Saturday social.
Well,
That's how
it's
you learn.
Thursday.
It's Saturday
I'm glad
social.
I know now.
Saturday social.
Thursday.
Oh my god, it's not.
I
Okay.
just don't know anymore.
I'd just like you to know that long, heavy sighs are awful for streaming conversations. It's just for like interpersonal conversations, fine.
Next time, just do it right into the mic, Scrivo.
Yeah, no, don't.
Sorry. Rob has that effect on me, makes me sigh.
So, hello everyone. The Sunday morning down here says Hobby Hobo. Hellstorm down must have Tyrion. I wish I was on holes. I'm still working. Yeah, some people are, and if you are working, I hope you wash your hands and drink lots of water. Right, okay, let's start on the left. We've got Eomer, right? Lord of the Rings. Have we got any Lord of the Rings fans in the house? Hi, Lee Bromley. Any Lord of the Rings fans out of you three?
Yeah, hi.
Massive Lord of the Rings fan.
Is that looking trash or is that looking alright?
It looks great, Tom.
Alright, fine. No one wants to see like in detail what I'm doing anyway, so it's perfectly fine.
Okay. So, any Lord of the Rings fans?
Lord of the Rings is the film that I quote most often in day-to-day life.
Mine might be Starship Troopers.
Is that because you're doing your part, Rob?
See, exactly.
So I actually started in Lord of the Rings and I played it exclusively for 5 years before I played 40k. So yeah.
Okay, so are
that's
you
cool.
excited about the release of Irma or not bothered?
I will be when I start playing Lord of the Rings again, but right now I'm just like,
Okay. Well, so let's start on the. Okay, so I don't care about it being released, but on the far right, let's discuss the mountain cow.
The
So
mountain.
it's a Tauren. So it's a Tauren, right?
Yeah.
So it's a World of Warcraft
He's
thing, right?
definitely in the chat. Hobby Hobo saying, please let it be Tyrion because he will be very, very happy. Because and he's definitely one of the Lumineth. Definitely. It's whether or not he's a little model or a large model. What do you think based on that?
I think he's going to be more like a demon print style size.
Yeah, he looks
Model?
incredible though. Like really, really rad. And he's got that kind of rock aesthetic. So you're assuming there's some sort of like I don't know what it is.
Yeah, the back half of him seems to be all just bits of stuff growing out of him, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
It's all rocks just kind of growing out of his body completely, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be. I don't think the Minotaur thing is. I don't think he's actually a Minotaur. I think that's just a mask. It looks like it could be like some sort of golem.
Oh, it could be a golem. Yeah, it would make
like
sense.
like a rock, like something that's been animated by Lumineth Magic. Because I know, didn't you say on one of the shows the other day that their narrative is all about, they had a once grand civilization and now it's all been destroyed and they just love the rocks.
Yes, absolutely. They're like all about being high on the rocks, apparently, according to the community
sounds
articles.
like backwards Zelda.
What?
Well, they took too many rocks and then now their empire's crumbled. So
I think it's a very cool cow. I think actually of all the Lumineth, that's the thing that sold it to me. If that was a mod like a large variant or like does that make, I don't know if I'm making sense. If that was a monster sized one and there was some miniature sized ones, I could be all into that. The bovine race. It seems very anti-elf though. The cow god. I don't know if anyone's got any lore from the high elves of old, whether or not they had cow gods or something.
Tom's the lore master in the group, so
they
Tom?
did not know they had no cow gods.
Oh,
No, there you go.
No.
okay. Well, Dexamon in the chat says, I think it's just another
That would be silly.
it's another cash cow. And I'd just like to say, I hope Dexamon's...
They're milking
Well,
it, aren't they?
Lol.
Can also Dexamon, I hope everyone wish him some love because I hope he's okay because he's been a bit poorly recently with the COVID. So send him some love.
Big love.
Yeah. And then how do you guys feel about Fabulous Bile?
I love the model what we've seen so far. I think he was always a very cool character, like a mad scientist of the 40k universe. I hope he's been up to, because I'm a long time Chaos player. I hope he's bringing with him some new cool rules, and I hope he makes all Chaos Space Marines 2 wounds.
Okay.
I think he has a big nose.
Oh, really?
Well, he does have a big nose, doesn't he? I mean, that's objective truth. Look at it. Have a zoom in on that bad boy.
Okay, I could do a zoom. Zoom's possible in my level of technology.
Zoom in on his honker.
Hold on. It might be. If you give me a moment. Okay, let's get in. Hold on.
No, don't move that out of the way of the other artwork.
That's okay. Here we go.
Oi!
It's like burlesque with the screen.
There you go.
Is
that close enough?
Yeah, look at the size of his nose, mate. I thought so here's the thing, I thought Emperor's Children were all about attaining perfection, and if I'm a surgeon from the Emperor's Children, the first thing I sort out is my massive hooter on the nose.
But it depends though. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. Different
He
style.
probably has just made the most accurate thing I've
Fine.
ever heard. He says he looks like the painting from Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
It really does.
Vigo the Carpathian.
And Mr. says it looks like Robin
Oh,
in
dear.
Robin is 80s. Wow, dark. Yeah.
Oh,
Looks like Rob
Yeah.
now.
yeah. Give him 5 years.
Canthus makes a good point. The dude is walking around wearing leather power armor. He's not concerned about looks, is he? Human leather power
yes.
armor.
Well, he is. Mate, he's clearly. I don't know, mate. I can't say that in front of
Wearing a-
our
he's wearing
viewers,
a
can I?
And then the lion that's been announced, as you guys have clearly pointed out, is the heresy lion. So the Horus Heresy lion.
Good.
So that's exciting.
Which means the poor Khan is the only one without a model left.
Is what for the heresy? Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
Is it?
Yeah, there were 2 without models. The lion was one of them, and I believe the other one was the Khan.
Have they done the Emperor?
Well, no, I don't think they will do the Emperor, to be honest. Like, I feel like there are some things that you just shouldn't
I
do.
agree.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
But he's alive in that timeline. So
I
And
know.
they have also
Right,
done
so-
a book about him. I think if you're going to keep a character so mysterious, like that, you don't ever like. But they have done the Emperor's like a story from the Emperor's perspective. So
Yeah, which is fine. But
but I
I don't know. I feel like he's meant to be so powerful and such like a, you know, like an icon of the series that to make a miniature of him, I don't think you'd be able to like, truly capture what the Emperor is about. You know what I mean?
yes, yeah, I would agree with that. I really would.
It's like making an Imperator Titan, not just because it'd be completely unfeasible, but because it's meant to be so epic and powerful that you just, you know.
It's almost a bit
I
too
guess.
much. No, I could completely agree. As much as it would sell like hotcakes, it's also like where do you go from there as well?
Oh yeah.
Like what? How do you
Yeah,
how do
exactly.
you big up that? And also he has to have essentially indestructible and ludicrous rules. Like he has to be unkillable.
I feel like if you were ever to do it, you just wouldn't release any rules. It would literally
Yeah.
just be, you know,
Something to sculpt.
a showpiece model. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't release any rules for it because it'd be like that rending pony from 5th edition. Have you seen a rending pony? You haven't seen a rending pony, have you? Oh my word! Let me just send you the rending pony. Good job on mod, so I can write this in the chat. I'll get a link for everybody. So back in like 2012, there was this meme rules page that was going around called the rending pony. Let me just get
Stick
for
it
you
in the
guys.
chat.
It was 2,000 plus 1 points. I'm going to stick it in the chat so everyone can have a look. When it loads, there you go. That's a rending pony. Go and have a look at its rules. We can do a rundown on this.
Oh God. Forgotten about this.
1 second. I'm just shilling again. There we go.
Okay.
Look at that.
First one released with a helmet, says Warhammer Rob, which I think is good. Is that a lion
Yeah.
miniature? It is a lion miniature. It looks like the Heresy lion as
Right.
well.
So rending pony is 2,000 plus 1 points. It has weapon skill 10, so it hits on 2s, re-rolling. Ballistic skill 10, hits on 2s, re-rolling. Strength 10, 8, wounds 10, 10 wounds, which is sucky. Initiative 8, 9 attacks, strength 10, 2 up armor save. And then it's got like, I don't know, where is it? Unlimited range, strength 10, AP -1, assault 4, twin-linked large blast weapon. Which was, so basically, let's put it this way. This datasheet was really powerful about 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Now
Was
it's
it a
sucky.
made-up one?
Yeah, it was fake. Yeah, absolutely. Of course it was. Yeah. But it was like, just getting pushed everywhere because it was meant to be like, it was just silly rules. But I feel like you'd have to do something similar for the Emperor.
Yeah,
you
you'd
know
have
what I
to
mean?
do something absolutely over the top. It's cool that the lion is finally.
Just like all
yeah,
of 40.
yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Do you think we're going to slowly start to see the Heresy dwindle down now? I haven't honestly been keeping up with it. I don't know if anyone else. Where are you getting these reveals from? Says Nash.
I've never-
They've been found on the internet. That's where they've been found. I don't know.
I feel like it's going to be like Lord of the Rings, where you run out of material to adapt into models at some point, because it is like its own contained chamber. You know what I mean? So once you've done all the Primarchs and you expand over legions. I still think it'll be keep going for quite a while yet, because I mean the books are pretty much evergreen.
And they've got the scouring to do, right?
So yeah, exactly. So you can still keep going with that, but I don't know. I think it'll be fine for a while. I wouldn't worry about it.
Could they go back in time? Could they do like Thunder Warriors and stuff like that?
The Age of Strife.
wasn't there like discussion they were going to do like, Unification Wars era books as well? So they could step back to that.
Maybe, but
Yeah, I'd love that.
I really want.
we'll finish our research.
Yeah, I want because they've got the what's it called? It's not called the cleansing, is it? The bit after the heresy where they end up the scouring, where they end up like trying to like chase them back to the Eye of Terror, basically, which is a few centuries, I think, of combat. But yeah, I think doing the founding would be the best. I've heard that after the Horus Heresy, they move on to the scouring, says Nasher Boy. There we go. Adding Xenos armies with rules for 30k. I actually played a lot of Horus Heresy, and one of my favourite things about it was that it just felt very centric in one place. I think as soon as you start including Xenos, it becomes a bit weird. I think I'd prefer to see like a Horus Heresy style game where it just focused on the Eldari or Orc clans. It was all orcs.
You just want to see some primals.
Well, yeah, but
like,
think about it. Like, how cool is the fact that like you go through all the different Marines and you've got all the different Marine chapters / legions. And you've got all their special units, and you really like drill down on them in the Horus Heresy series. How cool would it be if you did that just for orcs? Like these orcs like are all about like going fast, but their vehicles have got like there's some standards, but then you got orc boys that are standard. Then you got their elite units that are just all a bit different. I thought that would just be like that'd be fucking rad, right?
By the way, looking at this, do we know if the Lion gets an alternative head option, or has he just got a helmet?
Usually they do, don't they? Like different bits to them.
Only for Citadel, but I don't know about Forge World.
Not sure about the Forge World ones actually.
I don't think they do. I've got a Forge World Primarch sat on top of my cabinet. I can get it down, but
what if this is Luther instead, then, guys?
Well, what I'm saying is maybe they're trying to make him mysterious by making him have a helmet, but it's just like I don't know. I like faces on a Primarch. You know what I mean?
Fair. That's fair. I think I like faces, but also their faces have been ridiculed a lot recently. Yeah.
Well, Forge World ones.
Do you not think?
Okay.
They've been ridiculed a lot?
Okay. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention.
No.
And they do tend to show the Lion as this really weird, like, Triple H looking guy with really bleached blonde hair and then a really dark, stubbly beard. So I'm kind of glad we don't see that face. Because he always looks really odd.
You can't criticise the faces if you don't have a face.
Yeah. We got you, boys.
Exactly.
I think that's a good tactic. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's solid. I've almost set it up, boys. So we've all got our own little picture up on the screen. That's what.
Oh, great! Everyone gets to see the horror of me.
Is yours still bigger though?
Yeah, mine's still bigger. Otherwise, my ego gets
still
hurt.
Bigger though. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, just give us one pixel.
You can't be around bigger men.
Yeah, me and John were talking last night about doing the stream streak and some of the overlays, and he's just like, "Why is all the corners so little?" And I was like, "That's a really good point. I just don't really know how to fit. I don't know how to do the screen space at the minute. Like, look at this. If you guys all want to see, this is the screen space I've got now. Atrocious. That's what I'm currently working on.
Well, Rob is not a graphic designer. He's definitely not a graphic designer.
It's making me hurt.
I'm hoping that's just one of your audios coming through. Can you one of you talk, John?
Test.
Hello.
Testing
That's
Tom's
rubbish.
microphone.
That's rubbish. That worked. That was
What?
fine.
Has
Can
it
you
changed
show
my
the full
microphone
revealed
again?
pictures again? Says Nasher Boy. Yeah, sure. It's not. That should be easy to do.
Oh my word! I've worked out why it's doing it. I worked out why my camera is so crap. If I go into Skype, it's blurring the background, so you literally just get some.
Yeah, it's a pretty way of doing it. Okay, there's the images. Down Portal Line isn't he the last
Look
one?
at that.
Can you show the four silhouettes revealed again? Nasher Boy, I don't know what the fuck the four silhouettes were. There four silhouettes revealed?
Oh.
It's just the four that are there. So there's nothing
Yeah, but
new.
we do get to find out about them later. That's the fun thing, right? They're actually going to give us context. I think they're a bit too precious. I think if they showed us a picture of a model and then said, we're going to be talking about this 7 p.m. this time, I think everyone would tune in. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they have to be like, mysterious thing at 7 p.m. You're like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm bothered. But now, if you tell me that someone's going to tell me about... Yeah, if someone tells me they're going to talk about that bull thing for an hour, I'm there. I'll be like, yeah, I'll listen to that. Tell me. Like, I'm up for it. Whereas if you tell me there's going to be a miniature reveal at this time, I'm like, I'm just going to wait for the picture to circulate and check it out. You would drag me in with the picture more, I think. But who knows? I'm not a marketing expert, so nor are they.
Wait a minute, what? Isn't marketing expert your entire job?
No.
Right.
Have you seen how the show gets promoted, Tom?
I don't want anyone else to come on the show, though. That's the problem. I only like the people that turn up already. The Twitch guys and everyone who hangs out currently are fine. I don't.
One could say
like I've always been like, I can't be asked to talk to you.
Professionally.
Chapter Master Valrak, I assume, has already made a video about this. Yeah.
He has. There's already, like, the moment the bio leaks.
Yeah, but has there been
was
a lion
video there? It's just immediately.
Oh my god! I suppose if a broke clock is right twice a day, isn't it? So Valrak's always going to eventually be right.
Wait, why is Scrivo talking smack?
This is the behind the scenes of what happens on the rest of the Honest Wargamer for everyone.
What happened here?
Because I'm a sassy little guy occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not allowed on.
Yeah.
Let me keep.
Yeah. That's why we keep you in your own stream box.
I'm going to just keep redesigning this little stream overlay for us all while we talk. I don't really know how to get 4 people on the screen nicely.
Mate,
Plus,
I just sent a really arrogant picture to the WhatsApp group for us about what my mic stand is right now, or my camera stand.
Is it that?
I couldn't find. I couldn't
trophy?
find anything else to put.
Is it one of your trophies?
It's literally a trophy.
I taught someone once how to play Warhammer, and I used a Warlord Titan leg as a piece of scenery. I just put it there, and I was like, just roll around there.
Oh dear.
I played Warhammer once, and I just used a stack of cash as a hit.
It'd be really good to...
Hey Scrivo, what's your mic stand look like, mate? We've got Warlord Titan trophies and stacks of cash. What have you got, buddy?
Mine's a 1,600 quid tablet.
God. That was actually
level
trying
shit,
really
isn't
hard.
it?
That's what's the worst bit. You tried there. Stop that. I don't know how to...
It's
Do you know what I'm going to do today?
practicality
Today
thing.
I'm going to make all of you guys big, and it's going to make me teeny tiny. I think that's going to be my process.
Oh no. I feel like Rob is being really self-conscious about his hobby because he's not actually doing any at the minute.
Bullshit!
So he just
Bullshit!
wants to show
So
off all the great
actually,
hobby
I can't. So here's my pink horrors.
Show us then.
Yeah. So yesterday on the show. Hold on.
Sure,
Yesterday,
see your pink horror.
Yesterday on the show, I talked to Alex Jones, and then I ended up going home last night, and amongst editing podcasts and doing other things, I finished the entire 10-man squad, start to finish, basing, edge highlighting the whole thing of 10 pink horrors. So I'm following his advice and just doing a unit at a time. And honestly...
Was it Alex Jones, the Death
No,
Watch player
it's
from
not.
Bristol?
It's a different Alex Jones, who is a one-armed Mancunian.
Oh,
I feel like my Alex Jones is fairly unique.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah,
he's
probably.
almost.
Like,
he's
I'm not
almost the
men, so I
Warhammer
don't know.
equivalent of the Lion, of the Tiger King. Which, if you haven't watched, oh my god!
I haven't watched that. I've heard
You
it's
need
weird.
to watch it. It's got a better storyline than the entire.
All I've heard is that apparently there's a lady who definitely killed her husband.
She definitely killed. I don't want to spoil it, but she definitely killed her husband. And if you haven't watched it, you should immediately turn this show off and go and watch the Tiger King.
Well, thanks, Rob. Appreciate that.
Hey, Tom, your camera stand is funny. That's great. That's good.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's a trophy from Bristol.
So Twitch chat and
Sorry.
also everyone who's joining me live, what are you all hobbying on while I continue to try and design this overlay? Yeah.
Today, I have decided to hobby painting up some more orcs for the second,
dippening.
Yeah.
Have you decided to get back into orcs?
Yeah.
Dippening part 2.
Well, I'm just, it's always nice to have options. I've got 120 boys already, so I thought I'd make 30 more shooter boys, so I can do 40 shooter boys. And then I'm making 10 more storm boys, so I can do 30 storm boys. So I've only got 20 currently. And then I'm doing 2 more shock attack guns to have the 3 shock attack gun.
Oh, the build.
Shenanigans.
I don't agree.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that at all. I think that's so boring.
Well, I've already got all the fun stuff. I've got like 3 planes.
Yeah,
I've got
to be
3
fair,
Chinooks.
If anyone's allowed
Burner
to get
Boys
away
and
with it.
Rocket Boys.
I think 18 mech guns is more boring.
Wow.
Fuck you.
Wow, how dare
Yeah,
you? And when
yeah,
everyone sees my
exactly.
18 mech guns, they're always like, oh my god, I've
Well,
never seen that before.
if
And of course they haven't. Like, it's so unique and special.
Rob,
Only 'cause I started
everyone's
it,
seen
so,
it.
like, that's just rude. Like, I was the first one to do it, so, like, what can I do at this stage?
Well, you
Keep
need to let more
innovating.
people know that you did it first, because it's a build and no one refers
doesn't
to it
bother
as
me.
the Rob Symes build.
Yeah, it's probably referred to as the Lawrence Baker build, like everything
Yeah,
else is.
Yeah.
It is. I can't wait to see the Lawrence Baker build. Hey, Lee Tuggy K. And also, the Hobby Hobo's in bed because it's 1:30 on a Sunday and bloody morning. The things I do for Rob. Oh, you babe. Lee Bromley has watched it and she 100% did feed her husband to the tigers. That's a fact. Mr. Schiffer is finishing his 12 pterodons. That's nice. And Jim 1080 says, got my Prophecy of the Wolf box on veranda in quarantine and mucking about with some Eldar in the meantime. Nice. Someone's building their sister battle. Yeah. Jason D.
Eldar.
Fluffer in the chat. I've missed Jason D. Fluffer. Painting my Count Dooku for Star Wars Legion. Can we play that game at some point, you guys?
Yeah, sure. We can get. I know Ellis Priestley actually. He used to be a 40k player and an AOS
He
player,
does.
and now he plays Legion. And there's a couple of big old 40k players in Legion at the minute, so we can definitely play that.
When a lot of my friends say, "Oh, Nick, can we play this game?" and what they mean is, "Nick, can you learn the rules and teach me how to play the game?" So, are you going to learn the rules for us, Rob, and teach us, or are you asking us to do
I
that?
feel.
Well, seeing as Nicholas already does that for other
Well
people,
done,
he
Tom.
can do it for us. Right?
Well done, Tom. Save me. I
No.
feel like that was that was again. This is what happens behind the scenes, you guys. When we're not doing the live stream, yeah, and everyone's being all presentable. It's just rag on Rob day every fucking day. Ragging
No,
on
who's
Rob.
ragging on Rob?
That wasn't ragging. I
fine.
was just asking a question.
What? You're
Are you-
very sensitive, mate.
I'll happily learn Star Wars Legion if you teach it me.
I refuse. Point blank, refuse. How's that make you feel?
Well, I'll just point blank refuse as well. So then
Yeah, I don't know
there's
whether or
some sort
not
of
we should
deadlock.
learn.
So just no one
No,
just
none of
learns
us.
Star
Screw
Wars
that. Oh, wait,
Legion.
my real question is Lord of the Rings or Star Wars Legion? That's the truth.
I'm going to do Lord of the Rings before I do Star Wars.
Probably Lord of the
Legion,
Rings.
since I already have my
I
models.
could teach you Lord of the Rings because I
What,
know
do you
how
know
to play it. And I've got the armies.
Which do you know how to do? Oh, really?
Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
And how's it
I've been playing
gone?
recently.
Yeah, how's it
Oh,
gone?
look at you!
Oh, really good because Elrond can like knock things over. So I managed to knock everyone off of a war mermac, and it was hilarious watching half the people die as they fell off. Brilliant. Yeah, the elephants.
Yeah, I think I lost my Elrond model, but maybe I can find
What,
it
your Lord of the
again,
Rings
we'll see.
models? Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
this
because I was
looks
9,
so
so it just
bad.
happens.
This
but-
is the worst. I'm still trying to make this overlay for us. Because I couldn't make the overlay. If you guys are like, why didn't you do it before? Because you can't make the
Well,
overlay. No,
yes.
because I can't make the
Save
overlay
us,
until you guys
please.
turn up to go in the little screens. It's just a nightmare situation. Okay, I've kind of done it. It looks awful.
Alright.
Get ready, everyone. Da-da-da-da. Here we go.
I'm ready. I'm waiting
Don't
for
think I'm ready
Mr.
for
Kamata to
this.
show it.
It looks pretty good. There you go. So we're all doing some hobby, and that's what's happening, everyone. Lee Bromley says he's just about to start a 5,000 truck War Clans commission. Wow. 150 R boys and split as 30 balls, 12 grunters. Lee Bromley, that is a lot of painting. And on the plus side, about
How are you going to tackle such a lot of painting? So this is how I do my boys. I stick them on sticks, and I'm like a printer. I go up and down the rows, putting on the colours like that. So I do like 30 at a time, something like that.
okay.
Yeah, you've got speed painting down, Nicholas, I think.
See, I used to
You've
do
got
stuff
the
like
best
that. I used to do stuff. Are they sticks? Gamesworkshop.tm.
No, they are just random sticks.
Nikos.tm.
Okay.
James Workshop.
James Workshop.
Yeah, James Workshop TM.
Well, I
Copyright.
some hobby in a moment. I think I'm painting some pink horrors. That's all my hobby is.
Oh.
That is my official count. And Tom, what are you working on there? What can we see?
So I'm finishing off a Loyal 32 Battalion properly, just so I can have it on my shelf so it's ready to go for if I ever need it. And then once I've done that, I'm going to reward myself by letting myself start painting Lehman Russ, which is the Space Wolf Primarch and not the tank, because that'd be boring.
Hey, K-Dread, because they are boring, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just working my way down my first cabinet and so I'm just trying to make sure everything's done. So I've got the top shelf at the minute, but I've got Gulliman, Rusty 17, and the Lorgar Heresy Primarch all painted up there. And then I'm going to finish that shelf with Beast Guardsman and Lehman Russ, and then under that I'm going to do my night shelf. So that's what's going to be coming after Lehman Russ.
Well, that's pretty good. And John, are you doing some drawing?
I am. I'm drawing Budtastic Guy as a Cities of Sigmar chap.
He's a Sigmar chap. Do you know what sort of chap he is?
He looks like one of the tour guides from Oxford.
I don't know. He said, "Draw me like the guy off the cover," and I was like, "Cool."
Just walking around doing the ghost tours.
I'm doing.
Let's say it's
I'm,
bad.
I'm doing units. I'm doing units only in groups of 10 now. That's all I'm doing. Like I'm doing squads. That's my decision since speaking to Alex last night. I feel really good about it. Super confident. Just painting squads. No messing about. Which I feel is good. And then I'm going to do some. You know how you guys are like, yeah, going to do some really baller moves right now. Yeah, I'm going to put a trophy on a camera and other stuff. I am going to currently.
That's the only thing I have to angle it off,
this
mate.
Toilet paper that I've got.
Well, that's the most expensive thing that you can find. So
that's money.
Woohoo! I'm going to use. And let me just count them up. 2 sheets of it, and I'm using that to dry my paintbrush on. I think that's the most baller move you can make on live streaming right now.
So you're just throwing Patreon money away then in toilet paper.
Listen,
Do you know I used to dry my paintbrush? An old T-shirt that has now just been ruined by paint over several years.
You do that, but don't you have to take it with
There's
you
a joke
everywhere?
there, but it's
Yeah.
What, the T-shirt? They wear it.
there's a joke there, but it's definitely TOS. I'm not going to make it.
Yeah, no, I know you don't wear it. That wasn't what I was insinuating. What I was saying is that, you know, like if you could, I paint it either at home or the office, and I don't really paint at the office. But like, I normally have to take stuff with me.
No, I only really paint at home. So
okay, yeah. All right. Well, yeah. You guys got hobby stations?
Yes.
I've got a desk covered in paint.
Jealous.
Yeah, so I revolutionised my hobby a few years ago by building, like, you know, like those game switch up paint trays you could get, like the wooden ones, which just had like a little lap. No, I did this one after those. I think this was about 6 years ago now. So I had like a desk with like drawers that I always painted on. I had like paints in like a big tray, but I couldn't see all my paint, so I wanted like a rack for my paints. And then I just built like a big box. So you guys can see the base of it there. So I built it specifically the exact size of my desk, and I built up the sides and then the top. So it's got a shelf on top, but then under the shelf is like LED strip lighting, so I can turn on some lights. And I've got shelves at the back for my paints, and then like a little box full of bits and other things. So it feels like I'm inside a little room whilst I'm painting.
Okay, that's fun. That's fun. I don't have that. I need that setting up at some point for myself, somewhere in the studio. But I'm trying to currently build like a table section where I can film some in-game stuff inside the studio. But you guys obviously have been here. You know how small and dinky it is, so it might not be possible. But I'm trying to. It's one of the things I'm trying to do today. If anyone's joining us, we're waiting an hour and 30 minutes until the reveal. So that's what we're currently doing. We're hanging out and just doing some hobby. It's that easy. I need to find a base. One of you guys has to take over for a moment.
We're fine. Like, we're just being productive. It's fine. It's all good. Scriver, how's your commission list looking, my dude?
It's actually shrinking. Who knew having a whole week off from work meant I could actually get some of them done?
Does that mean people can add more commissions to the top of the pile?
To the bottom of the pile. Otherwise, that would mean I'd never get the first guy done, right?
I thought you had like a filing system where it plops down to the bottom and you just slide it out. But never mind.
Yeah.
Is there one on the list that actually looks like me?
There is. I keep delaying it because it's a daunting prospect when you know that the likeness of the previous one wasn't very good. It's just like, well, I've got to actually make sure this one's good now. I might just put you wearing a helmet because then no one can comment.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Just helmet me up.
Nick, you
Yeah.
look
Give me a
honestly a
helmet.
bit like if you know how in Shrek they made you know, I think it's in Shrek 2 maybe, where they made
They
Don
made him
Clean
human.
into, you look, Nick, in my opinion, as if they made Fantastic Mr. They made Fantastic Mr. Fox, but into a human being.
Why?
I need to Google
Why would you say that?
Don't forget, George Clooney played Fantastic Mr. Fox in the most recent one, so I think that's nothing but a compliment, personally.
And he owns a space satellite to track down
Does he
Joseph Kony.
honestly own a space satellite? I did not know that. That's really fascinating. I am starting some hobby.
Batman owns a space satellite.
Oh yeah, he's Batman. Oh my god, it's all making sense now.
No.
Do you think it went to his head, the fact that he was Batman? I'd also like everyone to know that since I last was painting on stream, I am now using water to thin down my paints as opposed to Coca-Cola. So I'm really improving. Really improving as a hobbyist.
It's halfway to Lamia medium, guys.
Are you dipping straight from the pot still? Yeah, because that's what you were doing before as well, which was just trigger.
I'm painting from the pot.
Oh no, I don't. No, Tom Wallace is.
I paint from the pot
Okay.
all the time.
Tom Wallace has taught me how to paint now, so now I use. I don't do that at all. I just. I don't use any Games Workshop paints because they're trash. His words, and I just use Vallejo paints because I'm an elitist now. But I still just spray it all out onto a dish and then paint from there. So I'm one of them fellas.
I mean, I also spray it all out onto a dish, but I feel like it's a different
conversation.
It's a different conversation.
Tom, we're better than that. It's a Saturday. There's kids watching.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
You don't know how many of these jokes are already passed up on, just to keep it TOS, but specifically on Nicholas's
40k Stat
t-shirt.
Center says when them reviews at, well, 40k Stat Center, if that's Val, if there's some images there. There is fabulous bile. That's some heresy lion, and then there's a minotaur, maybe elf. But if you like elves, you're the worst person. Tom, I'm talking about yeah. I like how Tom's the only elf player. Or Nick, have you played elves before ever?
I don't even play elves.
I've never played elves in fantasy. No, I had a wood elf army once. But this was at the end of 8th edition, and then 8th edition got killed, and then I sold those. But this is I do have a secret army that may or may not be Eldar.
Oh shit! I just want to say a big love to. We've had I don't often comment when people follow us, although it does pop up as a notification. But we have been followed by the incompetent Wargamer, and I got to say that.
Oh, okay.
That's my new account, by the way.
Do they do weekly shows?
What, the incompetent Wargamer?
How to be really bad at Wargaming.
No, there's actually.
Oh no, I can't make that joke.
Were you going to say there's plenty of shows that already do that? Because...
Well, I mean, yeah. 1 second, I just lost a paperclip.
Oh, Neil Kerr in the chat says those models Tom was working on do indeed look like something elfy. I thought they were Hellions. Tom? Tom, look. Let's have a look. Let's do a zoom in on Tom. What scene is Tom? That one. Tom, what's that you got? Okay.
I think Tom's gone to find another trophy of his.
He said something about a paperclip.
Oh,
God, he's got paperclip.
Tom, did you lose your paperclip? Is paperclip code word for your mind? Okay. Right, I'm going to keep this conversation flowing because I don't really like these hobby hangouts. I feel like it's not really a thing, but I'm doing it anyway because we just thought it'd be a fun thing to do. Is everyone else doing some hobby? There's a Discord chat. If you are doing some hobby, you can link your... I'll put the link in the chat right now, wherever you're watching, and you can send us a link to... or you can just put a picture in there of what you're currently working on, which is fun. I'm painting a pink horror. And 40k Stat Center is petting his dog. Which one? There are two. I just want you to know that.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Mate, I've lost my paperclip, mate.
What's your
I'll find
paperclip
it later,
for, Tom?
But it's for pinning models to bases. So when I drop my guardian on the floor, then I don't break them like I did live on stream once.
I honestly did not know that you went as far as pinning models. But I'd forgotten.
Oh my God,
a award-winning hobbyist.
I am an award.
Don't forget that.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing, actually, mate. I know it's a joke, but I've actually had a best army nomination before. Allies of Convenience GT in 2016.
Weren't you part of the Allies of Convenience podcast?
Not at that time, no.
was this just before you became part of the Allies of Convenience podcast?
Yes.
That's some suspicious voting right now.
Yeah, there's some weird timing.
Basically, the Allies of Convenience is essentially the Team Wales podcast, and I joined Team Wales. I did the Six Nations with them in 2018, and then I joined them properly at like the end of that year. So,
someone's asking Nick, what are you doing right now? And just all introduce yourself.
I am
again because I forgot that.
So I'm painting more boys. So my orc boys. I'm going to try and hold them a bit closer to the camera so people can see. So my orc boys, an orc army is kind of inspired by like an American army style sort of theme. So all my boys are, I don't know if it'll focus on that, are like in camo armor. So I spray them brown, and then I sponge on green, and then I sponge on.
Jack just loves a sponge.
Sponge on some cream colour in like a random camo pattern. Then I paint the skin, then I paint the weapons like rusty, and then I dip them using the armor painter quick tone. And then that just gives, so it's dead quick and easy to paint loads of boys at a time. And the overall effect at the end I think is really nice. I really like doing camo. It's really easy to do, and it looks really effective. Sponging on stuff, dead easy. So that's
Nikos,
what I'm up to.
Are you doing blood axes then, Nikos, if you're doing sneaky boys?
No, they're just. It's like my marine chapter. They're just a generic clan that can be whatever.
I'd also like to again shout out Army Painter because they're just like they're one of those brands that you've always seen, but like, and everyone says I'm an idiot for this, but I fucking rate their color sprays so hard. Like, I really rate them.
Well, I've always had issues with their black spray though, because it keeps like.
Oh really?
Clogging.
Because I literally have used it yesterday and it was great.
And then it just spurts. Goes.
The clogging is more likely to be the temperature, or your technique for spraying. So you're meant to like spray it at a certain temperature, so the water doesn't like, I don't know, because it's like the condensation or something like that getting into the nozzle.
Well, what kind of temperature?
It literally says on the can.
Yeah.
I did read the can. I didn't say anything about that, so it might be an old one.
Okay.
But also, like, you're meant to like spray bursts, like 10-second burst.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Burst. Yeah. Because like I've done that before, like sprayed loads and it just clogs it up.
So I've only ever had one bad experience with a spray, and I was like, fuck, like, and then I literally Googled. Yeah, and I was like super pissed off. I was like, right, I'm going to go read all the other people who are going to fucking call this company dickheads on the internet. And then I started reading it and I was like, yeah, I've just been spraying when it was too cold and this is all my fault. And since then, I've always been pretty serious about when I have
oh shit. Chat.
Have you guys gotten upset about how the weird new mobs are just new clans without being clans or having anything to do with anything? Oh, talking about the 40k stuff? Not at all. My Met Guns have got reroll 1s. There's some great new story, and I'm all about the story at the minute. Like, I'm really into the 40k story at the minute. I don't know why. It's just got me.
And my shock jump dragsters are even cooler.
Just before it slides off, I just want to thank Jacinto for his $5,000 bits donation, which has smashed us at the level 4 hype train. Thank you very much for doing that. It was really kind of you, mate. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. Oh wow! I was like, yeah, thank you very much. Sorry, I've butchered your name.
I was not on.
If you don't paste it into your new scene.
Who did it? Which little legend?
Well, you did it. Well, Colla Jacinto.
$5,000 redos. You are now
5,000 bits.
Officially named this pink horror Colla Jacinto. I've also got that name again. Yeah, there he is. Cole Jacinto. Thanks, man. That's cool. Have we got a hype train now?
Hey. We have a level 4 hype train going on,
So I now just don't have another window open for the chat because our internet in the office is a bit too wanky. So into OBS.
It can't deal with the
So
chat
I'll show you.
window.
So I now have, so you guys can see, like I have my OBS scenes here, and then the chat's built in, so it's not taking any extra bandwidth, which is pretty useful. And I can also see that James Wilson is on YouTube. I mixed it up, but then I don't have the Twitch chat open. But I fucking love the Twitch bit with all the hype trains and emotes, because I reckon.
Yeah, you should enable BTTV so I can spam Gachi Base,
I will not,
please.
ever.
No.
Hey, Touter. Oh, Randy Savage in the house.
I've been asking about this for months.
Has anyone got both a Honest Wargamer Twitch emote and a 40k Stat Center Twitch emote? That'd be interesting. I don't know if they have they set one up.
Do they even have one?
And if not, do you want us to help get one?
I've got some emotes you can use of me.
You?
we've got like 11 stickers that they can borrow, right?
I would like a Stat Center Paul Murphy audible emote where just Paul Murphy says something like, I don't know.
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah, a Paul Murphy soundboard.
I also want the Falcon soundboard as well because I'm a big fan of that guy. Yeah. Oh, Dexamon, thanks very much. Thanks for subscribing and thanks for joining. Where's Streamlabs? You little shit.
I feel like next time we collab with Stat Center, we should do a 3v3 mini team event with them where we kick all their asses.
We would fucking destroy them. And
definitely.
And we wouldn't
even be close.
Orcs. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll all take stompers and it still won't be close.
Oh, wow.
One stomper per army, at least. That's the rule.
One stomper per army list, and we'll still win. It can't be hard, really. Like, also, probably Val won't make it because he won't remember his passport.
No, he will. He just won't.
It'll be in his shoe the whole time.
Yeah. You have no idea the amount of stress that caused us while waiting on the other end for him to arrive. Like, because remember I was on that team.
Right, so obviously we've seen some of the announcements, and we're not 100%. We're pretty certain. So one of the things actually to talk about today is something that came up yesterday, and it's not the best news, but we did. I have been discussing it all week, and I was like, this is almost guaranteed the state of play. Games Workshop have announced that they're going to do no physical releases for the next 2 months. I personally see that extending. Because it's whether or not restrictions are reduced on allowing people to congregate for work, and that really is they're talking about their factory. What they might be doing over the next 2 months is kind of they might be getting the equipment in to make it so that they can operate a fairly sterile factory for their workers, which would be amazing. But whatever it is, 2 months, no production, yeah, which is crazy. So and they've got a huge problem. I don't really want to get into the business semantics of their business, but obviously they get a lot of pickup also from me, from us just like immediately buying the new thing when we see it. So what do you guys reckon? Like, what do you think about the hobby is going to be? A lot of people's hobby is just buying the new thing when it comes out next week.
I think it's good for most people who like enjoy the competitive side of the game, because they have been ever since, like, I don't know, I feel like AOS was released and new 40k came out. They release stuff all the time, and there's rules coming out all over the place. And I found it, particularly when we've done like commentary on tournaments and things like that, there's so much to feel like you have to know. So it'd be nice to have a bit of a break so everyone in the game can just,
read the story.
Read up on like, maybe the story, but mainly like, what are the current rules out there and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be good for some of those competitive players to read the front end of the book as well. Not because I think that, like, oh, you've got.
No, just listen to Luton 09.
Also, just listen to Luton 09. Not because I think it's a good. Like, you've got to be a paragon of all elements of the hobby. Not that. I just think that they're missing out on something that's genuinely worthwhile. Like, that's more what I'm trying to get.
Yeah, I think it makes you appreciate your armies a lot more if you know the background of it.
Does it?
I think so. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Although one thing I feel about. Like, one thing I don't like is people telling me the narrative of my models or my story. So if I like paint something a certain way, someone comes and goes, "Oh, that's a thingy marine." I'm like, "No, it's my own chapter. don't force your narrative on mine. Like,
yeah, that's when people always try and talk about my orc clan. I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? I'm going to come up with my own story for them. Yeah. They're going to have a prime orc somewhere in the background. It's going to be radical. Not going to be just bloody blood axes. They suck. Do you know what I mean? No? Okay. Tom, you got any thoughts on the supply chain idea?
Yeah.
Mate, I'm not an economist. Well, I've got an A level in it, but just make me one. All I know is I've got a big pile of models that I'm sat in. I don't really need to buy anything right now.
I'm not talking about the economy element of it. I'm more talking about like, the impact on just the general environment, if that makes sense.
I don't know what that means.
We're a unique group of gamers. Like, truth be told, like if you're a football player, if you're into like almost any other hobby, like you don't need to buy a new chess set, or maybe you need to buy a new tennis racket, and you do need to go and ride your mountain bike on the mountain. But you know, like our game is very much like an esport, where it's a living game that's continuously growing and continuously being added to with updates and a new meta thanks to new releases. But whereas all the digital stuff happening online works, ours is a physical based environment. So that's what I more meant. Like, imagine that they just said, right, we're stopping all new champ updates on League for 6 months. You'd be like, whoa, that's interesting. I don't think it's going to stagnate though.
No, but League would. I think this.
I don't know.
I don't take its time, wouldn't it?
Oh, it depends if people get bored, because I don't necessarily play because of the patches. I play because it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, it's about what people play for, and if you only like get the new releases, then obviously that's going to have an impact. But I don't feel like the people who just get the new releases are like that huge. I feel like the vast majority of people who collect or paint or play or what have you have at least some kind of a backlog of miniatures to paint.
That massively. I think that's actually a really solid point.
I've seen your office, mate. I know you would.
No, but I also think that's generally true. I think Nick's point about us all taking a break might be genuinely really worthwhile. It might also make us approach. When we do get back into it, might also make us all approach something, because, like you've said, it's been so fast paced, and there's tournament after tournament, and there's a cycle, and it's pretty hectic. It might all get.
I think the rules writers should really grasp this time. I know there's not a lot of tournaments for them to look at the results and judge the meta that way and feedback from people playing the game, but it gives them some breathing space to look at all the rules they've released, all the armies, where they are at the minute, and then do some sort of balance review internally. Because I feel like a lot of their time, like the FAQs, they're fighting fires. They're not sometimes they're making improvements to change the game for the better, but a lot of the time I feel like they're just fighting fires. This is the most broken thing. We need to sort that out.
I feel like with the Space Marines specifically, though, there was definitely an effort to not do that and not just go massive hammer swing, because they did remember change something earlier on, and then that wasn't enough in their opinion, so they went back again and they changed it again.
I still think that's a really good point that Nick makes.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree. Oh yeah, totally. But at the same time, I do think that they have taken that on board to some degree as well. Oh, I found the paperclip. Nice. Okay. Oh, thank you. By the way, thank you everybody for the Twitch primes. I have noticed all of them sliding up through the chat. T-Biscuit, we've got Diplom Bandit, and Amrauder. There we go.
And thank you for making the stream, the hype train happen with your choo-choos. So thank you very much, Cole. We appreciate that, and everyone who's subscribed. It means the world to us, so big love. And you can join us, if you join us today for the first time. I'm doing a show as well as our regular Mondays and Thursday shows, where we talk Age of Sigmar on a Monday evening and 40k on a Thursday evening. Although this Thursday we had the most fun. I had so much fun playing Space Hulk with Tom and Nick on Tabletop Simulator. Yeah, you can join us. But you can also join us every day, 12 o'clock, while we're not all locked in the house, but we're just having a good time.
We're being responsible.
Some people are working really hard, and if you are anyone who's working hard, I know we're clapping for the doctors and the nurses, but anyone who's doing delivery work, or
especially the delivery workers, I need my dominoes, mate.
Yeah, or you're working in a shop, a factory, or something that's you're making everything tick over. I just got to say, you guys are obviously phenomenal human beings. Farmers never get enough love. Do you know what I mean?
Mate.
Do they? Or...
I've got some mates in Oxford who are looking at doing some coronavirus testing, whereby they get injected with some shit and they get paid money for it.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So someone's asking a question. You're being asked a question all the way from Tasmania, Tom. What are you doing up there on your with your models? Because it's being confused.
Oh, right. So here's what I'm doing. So because I've got all the bases, I've got a habit of dropping my models. So I've got a base here. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a little pin in the bottom of my foot, which I can just show you there. And then I stick it into the base like that, so that when I drop the model, it has less of a chance of breaking. So it's just to keep the models, nice and secure, so they don't get damaged. So I can show you my finished guardsman over here. This is one I finished. Yeah. And he's there. There he is. He's got a transfer on him as well. And you can see, if you look through the bottom, you can see a little blob of glue there. That's where the pin has gone. So that's basically just keeping him nice and secure. So if he does get dropped, he just doesn't snap off his base, and therefore I don't need to glue him back on. So it saves me some time at the tabletop.
Okay, interesting. That's an interesting tactic. I don't do that. This is my process. Normally, I make a base.
I do that for characters.
Yeah. I do it for everything because I'm just clumsy, so it's just.
It depends. Depends on the model. If it's like a flat foot onto a flat base, I don't think you necessarily need to.
No, you don't. Absolutely.
But if like the base is really uneven or whatever, or they're like jumping off on one foot.
Well, also, mate, if you're on cork as well. Yeah, if you put them on cork, you need to pin through them, I think, as well, because if they do break off, then the cork snaps rather than the foot off the cork. Yeah. And that ruins your base. So I'm pinning straight through all my cork on my Grey Knights that I'm doing as well.
It's interesting. So, I tend to just make really jaggedy bases anyway, so they're not particularly smooth. So if they break off, then I can re-hack into it a little bit, and it looks exactly as intended.
But I'm just going to quickly show you guys an example. 1 second. I haven't got the earphones in, so I can't hear you. But if we get the Drago out... Oh, Drago didn't go away through. Okay. I'll get the brother captain out instead then, because he's also...
I like it when he's far away from the microphone. It sounds like he's
I'll do this guy. Damn it. Okay. So, none of these have gone straight through to the base.
Stop. Please get closer to
the mic. You can see he's on a cork base there. So if I drop that model and his foot comes off, rather than his foot breaking off the cork will just break. So what I've done is I've put a pin through his foot and it goes into the cork. And that way, when I drop it, it's more secure and it's got less of a chance of breaking the cork. So it keeps the base nice and intact if I do happen to drop the model.
Okay. It's a solid... Look at this. You would not expect... you'd expect maybe hobby tips from Nick, but you wouldn't be expecting hobby tips from Tom and me. So...
That's because I'm just clumsy. I need to do this.
This is why One Blood of Glory.
Yeah, that's exactly that's who One Blood of Glory hobby scores.
Yeah, and I actually won 5 games rather than having my last round opponent concede because he was ill.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just naturally talking.
Shots fired.
Shots fired, exactly. What's everyone in the chat working on? In Discord, I'll put the link in the chat again in case you've just joined us for some reason, which is nice. If you do, let people know we're here. Thank you for following. Thanks for everyone who is following us at the minute. That's cool here. Someone is working. Merchant Print is doing what looks to be a phenomenal cannon for his Cities of Sigmar army. K-Dread is working on some... cool. I love the... Do you know what you never see enough of? And it's a bit of a crime that they're not very good.
LR players.
Wrong.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
So I've already converted Nick, so I'll get you two.
Flyers. From Forge World.
I mean, are we including the Charybdis in that?
We're not including it. We're talking about the two specifically kind of like jagged star-shaped chaos fighters that they do on...
I like the Death Guard bomber they do.
I
never see those. They did like a weird plague plane thing.
Show us that if you can find a link.
What?
Just if I can find it.
I've never heard of that. Big fan of Death Guard, so I'd be interested to see that.
Oh, that Hurricanum looks awesome as
really
well.
Good,
I like that.
Really good. Matt Readiness says, contemplating my return to Lizardman Seraphon after 15 years. Matt Readiness, this is the time. This is the time. All of the Seraphon are good right now. Do you like dinosaurs? Yes. Do you like lizards? Yes. Do you like laser beams?
Pity your meta move so quickly. Pity your meta move so quickly, so they'll be out by August. Even without any releases.
An interesting conversation if you guys wanted to have a long form conversation about it, because I guess I like Helgi Mars Delat Gang. I really want to play.
Yeah,
Nick,
they're cool. Yeah.
Nick, I really want to play Necromunda. What are you saying?
Do you want to learn the rules and teach me?
I thought you already knew the rules of Necromunda, Nikos.
No.
Oh, okay. That sucks.
I know Mordheim. I'll play Mordheim.
Basically Mordheim.
All right.
I want to play Necromunda because the models are incredible, and I want to have that little dwarf guy and just be like, "This is my guy now."
Which dwarf? There's two.
Go learn the rules.
Fuck. Fine, I'll learn the rules. Fine, I'll fucking learn the rules, and we're gonna play it.
Do you know how many books you need, Rob? You need at least 3 books to play Necromunda.
Can someone send me the link to the how to start playing and collecting Necromunda guide, please? Not by an idiot who just goes, "Well, you get a book, you read it," and like, well, you're not helping me, you fuckwit.
I think there was a guy called the Tale of the Tabletop Skirmisher. He did a big piece, kind of showing which books you need for which gang.
It's a very specific name that you're not sure about.
Yeah.
Has Rebecca Scott not done how to play Necromunda?
I'm not watching that. That's not why I'm asking. What I'm asking is what books do I currently need to buy? There should be a living state of the game website. That should be something like for all of the games.
So for Mordheim there is shout out to the Broheim website. So there's a community there where they stockpiled all the warband rosters. There's a living PDF rulebook with all the updates in it. It's awesome. It's all free.
Okay. Right, here you go. It was from Reddit, the link I found.
Oh, good.
Let me just put it in Discord.
Of course it was.
Right.
I really need to finish these last 3 Death Company and then a few remaining units of my Blood Angels. Says the Trade Play. That's fun. Broheim is the best, says Jimmy 1080. Oh, Randy!
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
what's happening?
Randy Savage.
It's dressed up as a Tomb King.
I'm
He's painting currently what looks to be a phenomenal Stormcast.
Mate, do you want to see a weird artifact I have in here?
Oh, this is good.
All right. I don't care about your answer. I'm going to show you anyway. You ready? So behind here, I'm going to get it out.
Oh my God,
remember Games Day?
Microphone.
Where different Games Workshop stores would turn up.
John, why do you think those long sides are okay? This is awful TV.
I have the Games Workshop Wakefield 2010 Tomb Kings banner just behind the thing. You want to see it? Here you go.
Yeah, Tom. I really want to see it from over there. Yeah, let me know.
I don't know how to get it. Look at this. I don't know how to show you that. There you go. Look at that. Let's put the camera back now. Oh, my camera's going to fall over if I'm not careful.
This is awful TV.
Twitch Village, in it. No, I mean Mordheim, not Beta Warcry.
The man who reads books has nothing on Tom. Yeah. Right, so John, thank you for actually handing me... Tom, were you trying to tell us something before I move on?
Mate, no, I was just showing you my Games Workshop Wakefield banner, mate.
Thank you, Tom.
There you go.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome. From Games Day 2010. Sound?
John, thank you for letting me know that there is actually a thing that you can... so if I wanted to play Necromunda, I must have the Uprising campaign, or the Dominion campaign, or the No campaign.
So they're just different ways. There's about 3 or 4 different options of how to play a campaign. They're not one... it's a different route where they've got different kind of sub-rules to it. You don't have to have all of them. So the very first one was the Dominion one, I think, where it's basically you hold territories and then you fight over them.
And then there's the extra depth. It's nice. See, infographics are the future. I want this for currently... We should make an infographic for AOS and 40k at the minute. Look a bit more complicated than that, I think, maybe. But it'd be worth doing.
Yeah. 5 books for all.
Well, I guess it would still be handy, right, for people.
As an example. Yeah, so you know which ones to pick up, right?
And that's what we're here for.
Rather than yet another Facebook post of, which books do I need? And then someone just slates them because they're asking an actual question.
It's actually genuinely confusing. An AOS infographic would give people seizures. It will need warnings. It would. Yeah.
Oh. All right, never mind.
And the 40k one would be even
good.
more complex, right?
Yeah, because theoretically you've got...
You just need the Marine
book.
Codex.
What?
A supplement,
I don't know,
a Vigilus book, a Psychic Awakening book, and then 3 chapter approved.
I don't know. I also got really confused by your use of mercenaries in AOS. So it's like you still got allies in there, right? But then it's just stab myself with the drill.
Allies is via a matrix, but mercenaries is still has to come out of your allowance of 400 points, so you can't go above that. But then there is a whole bunch of stuff that are available. One of the really interesting things about AOS, or maybe even like compared to 40k, is it's still written. Often the rules quite clearly have stuff that is unattainable in a 2,000 point match play setting. So, like when you read through the rules, they have like battalions, for instance, where you can put loads of units inside a battalion, and then that can go into your army. But sometimes the battalions are so large, or the requirements for you to fulfill the battalions are so large that they'll never fit in a 2,000 point army. So none of us do the review on them. That we're just like, those are the narrative battalion. We just put that to one side. We just generally ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
Although there are people who don't ignore it, right? Like obviously the narrative gamers, those fellas who are great fun. I'm a Neo, always have been. Narrative for life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can't call yourself a Neo unless you've organised an event.
How large does the event have to be? Because if me and Nathan play a narrative game, what's that going to count as?
That's a game. That's not an event.
Maybe every time I turn up, it's an event. Oh yeah, Amda, like the Stomper formation. Good one. What about the Stomper formation? Tom?
Yeah. What about it? Sorry, I'm messaging someone. No, shit, you can't put it in a list.
Oh. You're giving list advice right now.
You can't put it
are
into
you a
a
40k
list.
coach?
No, I'm not. No. Maybe I should be. I could do some lessons.
All right. So the point I was going to make, because the Irish Chin, I saw him earlier make a point, and I think it's a good point to make, was talking about the speed of the meta change in Age of Sigmar. Was a point he was making, or Tom made that point as well. You know, so I was going to give you guys some thoughts about what I do sometimes when I'm reading books for reviews, and then just see what you guys think about it, and fire back some questions or some ideas. So when I look at a book, which I think is maybe significantly different to maybe how you look at 40k units, because I'll make a snapfire hot take, and then we'll try and we'll expand on it. In Age of Sigmar, you're looking for abilities. In 40k, you're looking for bad pointing, and you're looking for the most efficient unit, that does the thing.
I think first I look at the 40k, the force multipliers. Like, what are the best warlord traits? You can generally take one of those buff characters and then stratagems, and then work around those. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Because when I do Age of Sigmar book reviews, or when I look at the Age of Sigmar book reviews, what I'm genuinely looking for is mechanics. One of the key things that I often think about when I'm looking at it is, does a unit fly? Super important, because if it can't fly, then it might be the best combat unit in the game, but mechanically it's locked on the ground and isn't going to be able to push past a screen. So already it's a lot worse than as soon as it's got access to fly, even if it can move 40 inches, if it can't fly, because there's a 3-inch bubble around it, it's got no board movement or presence. So it doesn't have a quintessential element of something that I think is useful. So if the book doesn't contain the ability to give a unit fly, or a unit that could be scary could have fly, but then counter to that is, if a unit or an army has got the ability to have some decent shooting, then that changes the shape of an army book as well. So that's the first kind of overlook I look at when I look at an army book, is how it can put its units where it needs to be, and how it can move those units around the board. because that seems to be far more important to me than what the units can do. Because you assume that the unit can kill something, or it can fight something, like let's say, or shoot something. Otherwise, there's no point even trying to make it get to the place. So you're already in a bad spot. Whereas in 40k, what I think I'm looking for is everything is meant to shoot something or fight something. Like your army was really interesting when I played it against you, Nick, the other day, because your army felt very un-40k-esque. And to give you guys context, Nick's army was predominantly Marines, Chaos Marines, with a big brick of Berserkers. Yeah, thank you. And it reminded me loads of watching Jim Vessel play against Muscle Beach.
On the Gene Stealers, yeah.
Yeah, at Capital City Bloodbath. Whereas the Gene Stealers couldn't do anything, right? They landed, they don't fly, they charge, end of game. Yeah, and then all Jim had to do was just like build that screen up. Same when he played against the Chaos Knights, the mechanics were the same because they didn't have the ability to push past that line. Then it didn't matter. Whereas if you can get to the characters via AOE or something, you can get involved in that somehow. I feel like there's a. So I don't tend to generally look at stuff that's points efficient. I look at the mechanics first, and then I try and find out how I can add that efficiency in. So that's me expanding out. Have you guys got any thoughts about that?
I would say, like, when I'm looking at my list, I don't always look at points efficiency. I might, if I'm looking at like in my army, I could have had possessed in there. They might be more points efficient than the Berserker block. But I chose the Berserkers just because I like Berserkers. They're cool, and I like the fact that they can fight twice automatically and then fight 3 times for 3 CP. So that can give you a lot of movement potential for tagging stuff, wrapping stuff, loads of cool shenanigans that you can do with movement. So I don't often look at points efficient units. Maybe, like I said earlier, I look at like warlord traits, buff characters, and then stratagems, and then look at what are the best units to maximize. In the chapter traits and things like that, and then look at what are the best units to maximize those things in my army. Which I guess is points efficiency, but for specific chapter traits, if that makes sense. But then also include units in my army. Like, you need to have units that just stand there. Like I had in that army, I had 30 cultists that were to fill out a battalion to give me command points, but then also just to stand there, to be in the way, get in the way, zone off the board, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm less talking about building an army for myself. I more mean as a review, because what we were talking about was the evolving meta, and because some of those elements don't change in an evolving meta. Like Iron Jaws as an example for Age of Sigmar, they have the Maw Crusher that flies, and then you're done, right? So therefore, what's happening is you aren't able to put any of those other assets beyond a screen, which is really fascinating. It doesn't matter what new book comes out, because the Iron Jaws still can't do that thing. But the Iron Jaws similarly have the ability to, for just one command point, make a unit that moves 12 inches and fly, move 12 inches and fly again. So you've got a 24-inch moving threat that flies, and again, no matter what new book comes out, that thing still exists. So while the meta does evolve, the mechanics don't change. Does that make sense? It's kind of like chess, where the queen can always move around everywhere. It still can always do that. It's whether or not that's really practical at the moment. So that's how I tend to review books or think about armies as I tier them, or when something new comes out, I tend to ask myself where it fits. And also, if a combat army comes out and another combat army comes out, you have to ask yourself, well, is it better than the other combat army? Because if it isn't, then it's not it's irrelevant, right?
Assuming they do exactly the same thing, yeah.
Exactly.
Because there's different ways you can do combat,
Precisely, yeah. Someone's audio just cut out, apparently. I'm not sure whose. Hopefully not mine. Maybe
we'll find out in a minute, I guess.
Went down, although I don't think so.
Oh, it's back.
Right, good.
It's back, apparently.
So what do you guys think of that? Any thoughts? I'm not talking about building armies for yourself. I'm talking about thinking of the game state as a whole. Good. Well, never mind then. I thought that would be an interesting one, but
Yeah, I'm just feeling rusty, dude. Like I haven't played in like so long. Like it's a real shame because I was feeling really good going into Glasshammer and the Hellstorm tournament a couple of weeks ago. But obviously those have been cancelled, which is totally fair. Like I'm not going to say, oh, it shouldn't have been at all. They absolutely should have been. It was the right call. But it's just like, oh, I was feeling in really good shape, and now, I'm not feeling too hot.
About playing.
I'm trying to get some TTS games in. Yeah. I don't feel like I'd be playing as well now as I would have been playing like a week or so ago.
I said that. You're trying to get some Tabletop Simulator games in to try and replicate that feeling.
I'm not sure I quite get the point you were making, Rob.
Okay, so Tom talked about the evolving meta and about games being so it doesn't matter that because someone asked about Seraphon, or like I might get back into Seraphon. And it doesn't seem to, and if one book just trumps the next book, then that's fine. But that's assuming that all of the armies do the same. Problematically, I think, the game designers themselves have to balance combat and shooting to a degree, right? Or range threat and close quarters threat. So there's always has to be an internal balance between that in the game system anyway, and in some situations, specifically 40k, it skews too large. Although in Age of Sigmar it's done that before as well, under Character Overlords and Tzeentch, Bone Splitters, there's notable examples where shooting went too heavy, and it was generally seen as uninteractive. So, ultimately, there's an internal game balance that has to occur, but then outside of that, you have to ask yourself, what units, when a new book comes out, does it push the meta? Does it actually push the meta, or is it just more points efficient doing the same job? Was shooting really good before the release of Space Marines? Yes. Is it now just better because of Space Marines? Yes. So really it's just a more efficient version of the same tactic. It's not really any different. That's what the point I was trying to make.
Okay, so stuff that always, like Eldar, like Marines came out, but they were still competitive because they had certain mechanics in their book that just kept them good, like the double move thing, Doom guide, all that kind of stuff.
That's still good, right? It's still decent. So whether or not a meta comes along, the mechanics are super important because a whole bunch of armies would love to have Doom, right? Like everyone wants to have Doom, but then they also want Doom on a jet bike that can move however far he can move before he even casts Doom with a reroll. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that's just stands out. So that's what I tend to think about. And maybe it's not just the whole army. Maybe it's just these specific pieces. Good night, Jimmy. By the way, maybe it's those, like you said, the Fate Weaver on not the Fate Weaver, the oh my god, on Jetbike. Farseer. Thank you very much. On Jetbike. He's just an integral piece to 40k, right? Tom, are you going to eat crisps on the live stream? Because I'm just going to tell you that I'm...
No, I'm not going to eat crisps on the live stream.
Did your mum just make that for you?
No, my housemate.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go. So yeah, I'll mute when I get to the crisps. Just don't worry, it'll be fine. It's all good. It's timed outside the door, and I was like, all right, nice.
So did any of that make any sense, or not make any sense?
Yes, I think so.
Just too long-winded.
Bit of A, bit of B.
Bit of B. Good. No one's got any thoughts on that. Fine. What's your favourite colour? Mine's green.
Blue.
Purple. That's a good point. When you're painting an army, guys, is there ever a colour that you find you always end up using, even if it's not kind of an inherent part of the actual army's kind of colour sort of aesthetic?
Black.
So I always seem to use Screamer Pink on every bloody model I use.
Screamer Pink? Why?
Yeah, as like a base for anything I do red, I always end up doing Screamer Pink first, so it gets used on 90% of my models.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
I thought it was interesting.
I always use black, though.
I'm curious whether other people have.
I always use black.
Black's an obvious one.
Sorry. Randy says, can you guys see in colour? Maybe we can. MJ Peg says corn red almost without fail. Tauta says coal black. from Privateer Press, I think. And then also Mary Monty says lead belcher. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, lead belcher's not bad, right?
Yeah, there's always some metal in there somewhere.
I'm trying to use the Vallejo metals again, that Wallace recommended me because apparently he works for Vallejo. So I've got some silver metals that have been quite good actually. We've got a ball bearing and a bottom already as well, so I'm pretty efficient. So
I've got some P3 golds coming actually on order as well because I've heard good things about those.
P3.
I'm doing a lot more of my custody stuff. Yeah, so I've heard their metallics are really solid.
Lou
I haven't tried those yet. But we'll see,
so Lou Diamonds says he uses Flesh Terror Red. Elbert says I've ended up with loads of snakebite leather for some reason. Ty Whitting says never thought about using pink. And Elbert says I hate doing all those little tiny scraps, time consuming and nobody cares until snakebite leather came along, and then that's all about it. And then Scarbrand
I mean, I like Blood for the Blood God as well.
And then Scarbrand hates you less.
So
uses
good.
Blood for the Blood God, which is incredibly apt, surely for his name.
It's a technical, that's a good one. That one. I really do like that paint.
What you like? Blood for the Blood God.
Blood for the Blood God is such a good paint.
I don't know, man. I'm more of a clean aesthetic sort of guy. I'm not really into it when you stick loads of like fake blood and stuff all over it. I don't know why.
Well, so I don't use it for fake blood. I use it for gems on Eldar.
Okay, gems on Eldar.
It works quite well. Yeah, gems on Eldar do. They look pretty good.
You can just use a glaze over a silver to get a gem to look kind of similar.
Well, this is what I was doing with Lorgar as well, because I used contrast over the top of blinking just metallics, because that it's like a thick wash, so it just apply like I'll get them out for you 1 second so I can show you.
So
it's more than a tint. Sorry, Nikos.
I was going to say that I've used Blood for the Blood God occasionally, but the worst time I ever used it was on. So when the Khorne book originally came out and there was a formation where you could have 4 bloodthirsters, the Council of Blood, I got dead excited about having 4 bloodthirsters, so I bought 4 old school metal ones off eBay because I got them for about the same price as buying 1 brand new one. And then I painted their claws originally red, and then I put Blood for the Blood God on the red claws just because it was dead quick and easy. But it just looked like they all had like red, glossy nail varnish on. It looked awful.
Right. So I've got the logo out here, and I'm not going to pretend the album's the best of everything, but I quite like testing it. So all the gold trim on that is silver with a yellow contrast on it. I've forgotten what it's called. It's Iandon yellow, and then all the red is again silver, but with a different color contrast on it. It's a red one. I can't remember what it's called. Let me just find it here. Blood Angels Red. So that worked quite well for just creating a kind of metallic coloured effect. I thought. I got some pictures on my Twitter if anyone wants a better look at that.
I think.
Nice, yeah, that looks cool.
I think truthfully, it's unrealistic for like people who paint to wargame, maybe also at a certain level, for them to genuinely commit the time. Like Nick, you said, like, you know, all the wargamers can take the time to just read a bunch of the rules. You know, gives you some example of just how much stuff's come out and how time poor we all are to try and take all this information in. To add on top of that, to hobby very competently all the time, the speed of the armies coming out, I think, is a little bit unrealistic. So I think the release of the contrast paints is a clear indication from the company where they're like, you know, you guys can just do an okay-ish job. And to be honest, an okay-ish job is fine for me. Like, I feel good about it. I don't know about you, Tom.
I'm never going to be a professional painter, dude, but I am enjoying, you know, testing out the contrast and seeing, you know, exactly what you can do with it. Like, I want to put some more effort back in my armies again. So I'm on 3-week holiday now because I work in a school, but it's a private school, so it's like I get an extra week holiday, but our days go on an hour longer. So, I mean, I'm locked inside, so I might as well just paint stuff,
right? The real
right?
question is, Tom, what did you end up for lunch? What did you get for lunch?
I got some ham and mayo sandwiches, bud.
Nice.
I got a boiled egg, and then I got some crisps. I'm definitely not going to eat a microphone.
Decent. I think that's always a positive step.
That's a priority, yeah. I don't know. We'll have to find out. I'll mute the microphone and let you know.
I've decided to teach myself to cook over the Christmas, not the Christmas period, the quarantine period. What flavour are those crisps? Says Mary Monty.
Salt and vinegar, mate.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, the best flavour.
That is
Yeah.
Twitch chat, and everyone else. What is the correct, nicest flavour? It's cheese and onion all day.
Mate, I was
unless you're lactose intolerant.
What's yours, John?
I tend to go salt and vinegar, and sometimes just salted because I'm a salty bitch.
Guys, what's the name of a hot bag of Doritos?
Chili Heatwave.
Chili Heatwave. I was sat at my desk at 2 a.m. last night watching my mate feed on League and just smashing Chili Heatwave. It was all right.
Corso says paprika, and I agree with that as well. Paprika's great. Honey chicken and
that's solid.
Soy. To be honest, Randy's really into food. Ready, salted, and plain and simple, says Andrew. Nacho cheese Dorito. Wow. Ready, salted yo, says the hobby hobo. Cato says Monster Munch.
You's all boring, like. It's really solid everywhere.
Equals the best chips and crisps. Sour cream and onion is really nice, especially them Pringles. Cheese and onion is a good shout.
Good one,
Salt and vinegar or prawn cocktails are a very interesting choice.
I've never been interested in having a prawn cocktail.
Have you never?
I used to love the ketchup ones.
Mate, I remember the Skips prawn cocktail. That's about it, mate.
So, if any of you yet downloaded, I downloaded the Saga of the Beast book last night, and I plan on reading it later today. Any of you planning on reading it other than the rules, or not interested at all?
I have not downloaded it yet. I'm not bothered about the Space Wolves, but I'm really keen to have a bit of a deep dive into the Orc rules, because Because I've got loads of burners, and they got nothing in the previous codex. So I'm hoping the new Pyromaniacs rules will make them a bit better.
Yes.
And obviously I've met. So one other thing I've done recently that I can show you is upgrade kits for my planes. I've made 3 little flamer things to magnetize under, and some bombs for burner bombers. So I made those bad boys.
They look great.
Looking good, mate. Are you going to do some more Chinooks as well, Mikos?
I've got 3 Chinooks. I don't need any more.
We still need to batter Valrak and Stat Center with our Stompers and Chinooks.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we should 100% do Smack Talk tournament games.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, bring them all down and we'll crush them.
That'd
It'd
be
be
really
great.
fun.
Absolutely bad.
I'm painting up my horrors. This is mainly for Age of Sigmar, but I am interested in potentially going back and reading the Demon book for 40k and seeing if I can build anything out of the horrors.
It won't take long.
It's very one-dimensional, Rob.
Yeah, basically each god has one stratagem that you can use.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I remember when we did the review, it was pretty pathetic, but surely demons are going to get a psychic awakening at some point.
Well, it's because I came down and you were playing in like the GT Heat or Warmworld for AOS, right? And I was just sat in Bugman's reading the book, and I was like, oh, well, that's done within 10 minutes.
So
There's
quick,
nothing
right?
in there.
Yeah, there's very little effort gone into that book. I really hope they get a codex at some point, which gives them like like space. Obviously, like Space Marine's got their doctrines and all that kind of stuff. The whole demon host should have cool special rules.
Yes.
You should be rewarded for going specifically one demon kind of under one god as well, really.
Yeah, or just like an undivided demon host as well.
If it's even vaguely like how they do the Age of Sigmar stuff, like having all the sub-faction stuff introduced in the Wrath of the Everchosen, if they had something like that for 40k, I think it'd make them interesting.
Yes. I think, I mean, like, if you look at how it's been done in Age of Sigmar, like the Khorne book, so instead of it being... I really like that they did the Gods book. It's a bit weird that they didn't do that in 40k. So that you haven't got, like, a Khorne book and then everything that you can... Because you kind of want to run, demons sometimes along with your berserkers and stuff, right? And you can. I know that you can, but you have to take different detachments. And it kind of makes sense that you would have an army of Khorne as opposed to just Khorne demons.
I think you can do that though, right? You can take a Khorne detachment. You don't get any bonuses.
That's my point. Getting bonuses for it is what I'm more trying to say, Tom.
No, I get you. Yeah.
Well, they half-assedly did that, where you look at like Death Guard, you've got a handful of the demons in it, just kind of there for you, but that's only the 3-4 units.
I mean, the thing that I found really interesting, which a lot of people are taking advantage of right now, is that you can take rubric marines in a detachment of anything, and it doesn't have to necessarily be Thousand Sons.
Okay.
So.
And they're just decent, are they?
You know.
What? Because it's got.
Well, they're really good because you can basically get them to a 2-up armor save and a 3+ invulnerable save.
Do they ignore -1 AP?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. So it's it's a bit of a. Yeah, they're really, really strong. So you see a lot of people taking 2 squads of Rubric Marines and then just going absolutely wild with those because you can tank them off and then you can basically just stick them in the front. Then you stick Possess down, and you can't actually target Possess because you use the Conceal stratagem on them because they're Alpha Legion, and then the Rubric Marines just tank all the wounds for you. So you can't actually ever get to them. So yeah, it's one of those things where you can take advantage of the fact that they don't have to necessarily be Thousand Sons just to include them in any army.
Okay, that's super interesting. We're having a question for you, Nick, in the chat. JBM says, I've just started a Necron army, just wondering if Nikos has any recommendations for what to get for a fun army that won't get stomped every time.
Fun army that won't get stomped every time. Well, start with 3 Doom Scythe planes.
Cool.
Good start.
And fun...
Ghost Arcs and stuff, right?
I really like the Command Barge, guy. The Catacomb Command Barge with Lord. And maybe just like loads of Immortals, because they're better than Warriors. And the Ghost Arcs, so that you can magnetize them so they can be the Ghost Arc or the Troop Transport.
The Doomsday Arc is the...
Doomsday Arc.
Gun, yeah.
Some Wraiths, probably. They're pretty fun and pretty good as well.
Yeah, Wraiths are alright. Can you get them up to a 2+ invulnerable save as well, or is that just Lishgard?
I think you can get them to a 2+ invuln. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that's decent.
There you go. Get those models.
I had a question from Dudar Day Tom. He says, where's his crisp sandwich? That's the real question.
No room for it, and I already have loads of those at work by stealing all the crisps and bread and butters. So,
okay.
Yeah.
No room for it. You're not allowed.
No more.
Sorry.
No room for it. We've got enough ham in here, mate.
Okay. So it's not long. Gents. 30 minutes or so.
Oh, God, we're getting there, aren't we?
Obviously, we already have seen the images, which is going to be.
That might not be it all, though.
Yeah,
there might be more.
Yeah, we're hoping there's more. If you guys have just joined us late, these are some of the images that we've seen on the internet already. Oh, that's wrong. Sorry about that. That's the right one.
Consummate professionalism coming straight in.
I mean,
well, there we go.
You've got a crisp sandwich as our main image on this overlays.
Okay, so here's the I know, I'm adding to it. So here's my thing about the line. The more I look at it, the more static he looks. Like, I get that for people like Dawn, because he's very much, he's stalwart and he's bulky and shit. But it looks like he's really awkwardly like swinging like a pole around to keep people 2 meters away from him. It doesn't look like he's actually swinging a sword.
Yeah.
It gives me the impression that he's kind of about to do like the final blow, but there's no kind of
it looks like he's
energy.
It looks like he's
the
looking down on him in pity.
It kind of looks like he's halfway to just jabbing someone with the butt end of his sword, but there's no one there to jab. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad model. The pose just seems weird to me. I don't know.
I think his armor is amazing.
Agreed.
I love that style.
Definitely.
Heresy Marine armor is the best armor in my opinion.
That's the same armor Russ has,
I'm looking forward to painting
the helmet's gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks really, really good, and they've got that Teutonic look to it, really nice. I'd really like some sort of like, other than 40k, I would really like some like Teutonic armor to be. I suppose Stormcaster's supposed to be fairly like that, but I don't think they're done as well as Nick said as Heresy armor. I think that they've basically cracked it. I think it just looks outrageously good. Like, to be honest, I think the Heresy game, like the model ranges, they've just crushed it, which is
that's
brilliant.
They've done a fantastic job. Yeah, it does look like he's got a selfie stick. That's a good point, Cade.
A selfie stick.
Yeah.
Oh,
looks like he's just extending it. So
I didn't know he had a famous chainsword, because that's a chainsword he's rocking, right? Or am I wrong?
I thought he had a famous sword, but I thought Cypher had it.
Yeah, but sure.
And it doesn't look anything like the sword.
Yeah. Cypher's
No, that's a
new,
good
isn't
point.
Oh no, did Cypher have the Emperor's sword or the Lion's sword?
No, that's the
Oh,
lion
apparently
sword.
there's going to be
well,
two sword. There's
weird
going to be
looking sword.
two sword options.
Okay, well, that's still an enormous sword, whereas Cypher's sword is tiny. It looked more like a dagger.
Yeah.
That sword by itself is bigger than Cypher.
T-Biscuit, Reboot Gulliman broke his sword.
Ah,
Yeah.
goodness.
I
Of course he did.
would love that.
He's so
Did he
clumsy,
have-
that one.
I hope he had chainsaw insurance.
Yeah. Need to replace that one.
Full group gets two.
There probably wasn't a heresy clause
Oh,
in it,
nice. Yeah. Pre-heresy and post. Okay, yeah. Nice mini, but I expected no helmet. There's a no helmet version, I think. I hate when your bros borrow your stuff and break it.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
agreed. The chain blade is called the wolf blade. Thanks, MS Belleville. Appreciate that. Two sword options would be great.
Why
Wait,
is it
that
the
doesn't
wolf-
make any sense.
why is it
Why
the
is it called
wolf
the wolf blade?
What?
That's rubbish, isn't it?
Is it from
Why is
when
it
he
the wolf blade?
had that really kind of interesting duel with Lehman Russ?
Everyone
basically
has
just-
skills of Russ.
Where they had like a bit of a tussle on the floor.
Oh,
And
I.
basically, it was a complete non-entity. It was ridiculous.
No,
We need to
dunno.
read
I feel like everyone just fights with Russ.
everyone fights with who?
Russ.
Uh,
Like, every time I read a Horus Heresy book, it's like someone just
well,
fucking
he is a
Russ.
bit of a knob most of the time.
Oh yeah, but he's great. Yeah. He's
Someone
alright,
spilled
though,
his
isn't he?
beer and he's fighting them again.
Yeah, he's just naturally a really aggressive dude. He just rubs everyone up the wrong way.
Someone knocked his Stella over and he got angry.
But
Yeah, he's Nigel Pearson of a 40k.
do people get? Is it because do people get on with Angron more or not really at all?
No one really gets on with Angron. No one really likes him.
He just sits in the corner, right?
Like even Horus got really cross with him at Summit Event 3.
Interesting.
Just dropping in just to stab nerds.
Oh yeah, I mean that was actually a huge mistake. Yeah, but that's more.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, interesting. Like it's interesting how they're written as well because they're often written as these consummate. I know it has to. There has to be a lot of suspension of belief, really, when it comes to the narrative. A lot of the time, unfortunately, because they're always described as these consummate, like tactical professionals and also smart politicians and orators, and they often just can't have basic conversations without fucking them up. Like they're just really bad.
Maybe they're just really autistic dudes. Like they're really bad in social situations.
Yeah, but they're not described as being bad in social situations. They're described as being incredible in social situations. That's the point.
Oh, are they?
Generally, yeah. Like maybe not all of them. I haven't read all of the books on all of the Primarchs, but you know they're generally seen as great tacticians and great generals. And you would have to have some sort of concept of leadership, understanding the people around you. You know that sort of thing. So we just had a thing in the chat. MS Belleville says the Wolfblade was a massive dull black chainsword that lay forgotten and nameless in the depths of the Order's fortress, Alderac on Caliban, until it was found by the Primarch Lion L. Johnson sometime before he joined the Great Crusade. Oh, it's the sword in the stone.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I
What
would
else
be
can
sighing.
we steal?
Pardon me?
Insert John Scriven sigh here.
Insert
Yeah,
side.
I did sigh. I'm being respectful.
Good, well done.
I'm learning.
So that's cool. That's cool that he's got the King Arthur's sword because they're basically Arthurian knights, aren't they?
Wait a minute. How do you get a chainsword stuck in a stone?
So it was nameless and.
How does that even work?
So Grinaldi says.
It was a Caliban version of Will It Blend?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it with a chainsaw. It's like, will this stone blend?
So it was.
No.
It was nameless, and Lion named it Wolfblade. Apparently. So it had no name. Why would the Lion name it the Wolfblade? That's a great question.
Because he's confused.
Yeah, seems
It
weird.
does seem weird.
Yeah.
It does seem weird.
Because they're not specifically wolves, the beasts on Caliban. They're kind of more nameless,
Yeah, they're nameless
bestial
monsters.
type rather than just a specific thing, right? Yeah.
Ah, crud.
I don't know.
Chainsaw negligence. How don't you get it stuck? Tom, have you ever used a saw? Says Moon Tyrannid.
Oh yeah, I get that, but how's it going to get into the rock in the first place?
Well, surely also if you chainsawed into a rock, it would be very easy to pull the chainsword out of a rock.
I mean, the chainsaw isn't really a stabbing weapon, is it?
No,
It's more of a slashing
agreed.
weapon.
It's a chain with blades on, right?
Apparently, the Lion used it against the Knights of Lupus, which was a rival to the Order prior to the Emperor's arrival. Interesting.
That might be why. Because Lupus being all wolfy names and stuff, perhaps.
It's never Lupus, though.
Oh. Rob's in the house.
Nice. I'm pretty... Like, someone in the chat said, I might go get the Fabius Bile books on Audible. That might be what I do this week if there's some Fabius Bile coming out.
There's Progenitor, and there's a 3-parter, and apparently I think it's October the 3rd part's coming out.
Surely Fabius Bile is going to be the kickoff for the next edition of 40k.
Chaos Primaris,
Yeah, because it's going to be Chaos Primaris, basically. Which will be the next edition. So that's rad. And that means Bile's the bad guy, which is fun. And how do you guys...
From a certain point of view.
Feel about... from a certain point of view, obviously. Thank you, John. How do you guys feel about the story progressing? I fucking love that. It's moving forward.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool.
I do, but I feel that when they kind of hint, like things like Psychic Awakening, they were like, oh, it's going to be big, there's all this stuff, and nothing kind of really moves forward in it.
Yeah, not a lot really happens. Well,
it's all just
I've not read
kind of
them,
shuffling.
but I've not heard any big waves of like massive monumental things happening.
It's not like Bobby G coming back or Maggie.
No,
I think the most damning criticism I've seen of the narrative recently, being honest, is I saw someone, I can't remember whose review it was, of the Orc and the Space Wolf box, was that both characters effectively were dead. Both Gazgul and Ragnar were effectively dead, and then they used insert magic / technology to resurrect them. But you could just have done the opposite, right? And have introduced new characters.
It's like Darth Sidious all over again.
Just introduce some new characters, like make it so, I just think it would be. I think it's fairly damning that that we never worry about any of our characters dying, and it doesn't really add any drama to the story.
No.
So, okay. So apparently, the live preview is starting. So I'm going to try and.
Shall we pop it on the other monitor and then we can follow it and then react to it live?
Yeah, I'm going to try and pop it on here. If you guys make it so that we can't hear your other monitor's audio, I'll grab it onto.
It's easy.
I'll grab it onto here. It's this.
I've got to go now, so I need to.
All right, loads of love.
Thank you for coming, buddy.
Good hobby chat, guys. And good to see everyone in the chat. Hope everyone's all right and has
wow,
a good
this
rest
is
of the
impressive.
day.
They've got 12,000 people watching.
Oh, and they've got Eddie.
That's great. Is Eddie doing it from his house? That's the best.
There we go.
That's great. Big fan of that. Right, let's bring this up as an image. This will be fun.
All right. Let's dual monitors, boys.
Okay.
And girls.
I'm going to try and listen to 2 conversations at once. Oh, okay. Eddie. By the way, the hat that Eddie has in the background is
the orange hat.
Is the hat me and him when we drove over to see the Frontline gaming guys. We got that from Boulder City.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
There's still this preamble.
It's just preamble at the minute. Just preamble.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I could listen to Eddie talk for hours.
I fucking love Eddie. He's just knows.
I have to say, it is insanely cool how 14,000 people already have turned up just to watch a preview.
Yeah, man.
Also, they've opened up the chat, and it's going to become it's going to become horrendous. This chat.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to follow the chat at all.
No, the chat is going to get horrific, and I'm going to love it. I've got a special affinity with degenerative Twitch chats.
Let's see what these guys got to say. Woohoo! Are you allowed to do this? Just stream something happening live while you react to it.
I don't know. Let's see if they send their lawyers in our direction.
That's fun. I like that. I don't think it's fair they have to work from home but wear their grey outfits. I think.
I don't know. It's kind of like they're trying to be official. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
I've got my shirts.
branding.
Branding.
Hold on. We might not be allowed. We might not be allowed to do this. Hold on. I'm going to turn it off for a second.
Right, turn that off. Basically, right, people, you can put on 2 monitors.
Yeah. You guys can join us live.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those people also get like wrecked. Like people who were restreaming the Democrat debates from America kept getting wrecked and banned. So, you know, they're going to show us a cool thing every 15 minutes. So basically, for the next hour, they're going to be showing us a miniature every 15 minutes.
It's like show and tell. Games Workshop show and tell.
So for the next hour, we're going to.
I'm just going to put it on. I'm going to put it on. Oh no! Wait! A professional streamer. A professional streamer's told me not to risk it. Okay, so
yeah, don't risk it, dude. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Right. So here's my thing. I would be really surprised if they announced 9th this evening. I don't think they'll do it.
Well, I heard that they're doing this whole reveal thing, and then afterwards they're doing a separate video.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I think they'll do it. I think it's just a bad move in general. Just to
they need a more professional version of this, like to put out other than this.
I mean, it looks like us.
No, I mean this. No, I'm not talking about the. I'm not talking about the overlay. Jesus.
Okay.
Right. What I more mean is they have to put out like a polished product that isn't just a chat, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a pre-recorded video.
Yeah.
To me, would be more interesting.
Yeah. So we're not restreaming it. Is the answer? We're just hanging and watching it.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah. It's not worth risking it.
No.
So. That's good. Oh, Eddie's already painted Gazgul.
Apparently Eddie's
like already.
Yeah, it was up in. They had it on Warcom already.
Is Eddie that guy who came second at a GT once? There were some issues.
Maybe. Eddie's a really cool dude, man. He really loves Warhammer. Super into Necron lore. Like, I'll not hear anything bad said about him. He's a decent dude.
All right, it wasn't Eddie then. It wasn't. If he's a Necron player, it wasn't.
No, it was him. It was him.
He wasn't playing. He wasn't playing Necron.
No, he was playing Chiefs of the Colts.
All right. Okay. Fair.
I reckon that they'll announce the event. Is this just going to be models?
Oh, no, announce what? Sorry.
So is it going to be 9th edition? That's the big question.
It's going to be 0.5, I think. It'll be a living thing.
There's no way they announce it. I would be very surprised if they do. I think that would be a terrible idea.
Well, 8th wasn't like a next day it came out. It was a big pumped up thing.
No,
of
but
6
like
months
this
of content, right?
Right, yeah, 100%. But you're not going to be producing any content for this for the next few months anyway. So why would you announce it? I mean, there's Scary in the chat. Just wrong chat, Scary. Come on, dickhead. I'll tell him. There we go. I've tagged him, dickhead. Get back in him.
Oh, they've discovered hashtags. It's really exciting.
It's 2013 all over again.
Well, they have just got a new Twitter account, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
And they don't even follow me. They follow bloody Herman Easter in the chat, but they don't follow me.
I know. How dare they not follow me?
I know.
I like how they're like, we're doing loads of social media. You're like, is that because you're not doing any releases? They're like, whatever. Leave us alone, man.
It's fine. Okay.
I love 18,000 people are looking into Eddie's bedroom. He fucking hates being around people as well. He always hated live streaming because he was like, fuck. Like, I can't be asked.
No, his most intimate space is just being invaded by Twitch chat.
And they're going to tear it apart. They'll comment on every little detail for him.
Oh, the stream's having issues.
Yeah,
again.
it's fucked. Yeah, it's
Yeah, we need a new office, dude. Like,
yeah,
legit. Yeah, right. Then I was talking about, I don't know. We're basically just chatting, like what we were doing for the last few hours.
Okay.
Ah! Stabbed myself again. There we go. Alright. Good. Almost finished pinning all these guardsmen. Then I can do the metal, and then the flesh, and then the transfers, and then I can do Luminous.
Okay, So apparently Eddie ran out of glue. Stat. Let's get that fixed. Stat.
Send him glue.
I'm almost out of Drucci Violet. I never thought I'd run out of a wash.
Rob, do you know where he lives?
I don't know where he lives.
Oh, I was going to say, go knock on his door right now with like a pot of plastic glue from Army Painter. Some issues.
Okay.
All right.
So does Wade ever finish an army?
It's almost a joke in their chat normally, I thought, that he's kind of like not ever
Is it because he lies?
It.
Oh, he just said he's going to pervert something. Pervert or convert? What?
Rob, do you want to move Scrivo into the big window?
I could.
For a few minutes,
but I've got none of your faces, so I was going to do all of our faces, but I can't see your faces, so...
Would you like me to change my camera to my face?
Chat.
I can make that happen.
The Twitch chat, no one cares. Show us new stuff. So savage. What are you doing?
Truth.
It's rude bastards.
There you go.
Yeah, but we, it's fine. Yeah,
this is actually, by the way,
this
is the biggest Warhammer live stream of all time, by the way. The biggest live stream of all time.
I know.
Big up to everyone who's joining us live. Grinaldi, Moon Tyranid, Less Talking, More Raiding. Should we raid their chat?
I mean, I feel like, that depends. Are we just going to stay online right now?
No, stay online. It's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the chat is trash. Why would I try and read that chat? Look at it.
Mate, it's just people saying where they're from. That's not even good shit. I just want lots of GIF spams and degeneracy just spamming through that chat and not. I don't care where you're from.
Poor Notley.
I don't care where you're from. All I want to see is a spam of yep cock flying through the chat.
Zircon says this is already more exciting than doing it via
Hold
on, Zircon, I can't agree with you more. While I was there, one of the things that I talked about. Quickly while we're in this break, I'm going to quickly let you guys know something.
Muted that. What was the point of that?
It's just a chat. When we launched 8th edition, so when Games Workshop launched 8th edition, I was there at the time, and they were literally just going to do one live bat rep on the Friday of the box set, and I was like, no, let's do all of it. Do you know what I mean? Our internet's fucked.
You know what really got me hyped for 8th edition was every faction getting a little bit of a focus. I got so hyped for that. And that made me spend more money.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it got me really.
That was
focused.
my suggestion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn it! Rob has good ideas occasionally.
Damn it!
I got their stream on another tab.
I wish you didn't have good ideas.
Yeah, it was just a terrible way. But Zircon's right in the chat. Like, they could, as a company, do so much better. They could just set up a studio. They could do the announcement that way. They could have this, instead of just charging it. But you got to remember what they do as a business as well. What they do as a business is they tickle the bums of event organisers. They're give the way into Adepticon, as an example, or into the LVO is we'll do our big announcement at LVO, so we'll promote LVO, but then we get to bang Games Workshop logo in all over it, and then effectively, they basically get.
I thought you were going to say something else, then. What else are we going to get to? That?
And it's a mutually beneficial relationship. But I'm putting some jets in.
All right, okay.
So fun.
I feel like we're all.
Oh my word! It's zoomed out. Okay, my control button's stuck, and now it's just ruined it. All right, hold on.
Our internet is so fucked. It can't stream. It can't have a Skype call and also stream something at the same time. My internet is just fucked. All right. Just keeps dropping out every.
Shall we just raid their chat then?
Maybe.
Because if the internet is that scuffed,
Yeah, it's pretty wrecked. I won't lie to you. Oh, wait, what's Chris?
What's
Chris Frostfrin doing? Hold on, I want to go see what Chris Frostfrin's doing at the minute. Is he? Oh, he's streaming it live.
Wait, so he's gonna get? Well, yeah, but he'll have got permission, won't he?
Will he?
Oh yeah, he will have got permission.
Let's go say hello to him.
He's on that man's on Warhammer TV all the time with his nice armies. There's no way he hasn't got permission
I
to do
don't know.
that.
Apparently, it's not it's not safe. What's it saying? Watch the stream on your phone. Ah, you're so clever. You're so clever.
Oh my days, that is
He's a clever
genius.
fella.
I've also got an idea to fix this in the long term, so we'll welcome that.
No,
after
okay,
this.
we're staying up. We're staying up. Don't worry. I've closed it down, and I'm now watching it on my phone because of a clever man in the Twitch chat. I really like that guy. He's really helping me.
Thank you, Twitch chat. Yeah, there we go.
All
right.
So bad. I'm also getting WhatsApps about how bad the presentation is, but that's a whole different conversation.
Oh man, I do feel bad for the guys though, to be honest, like because they are having to like stream it from the bedrooms.
No, but like
and all that
Eddie's
kind of
genuinely good
stuff.
as a presenter.
Oh yeah, but
I think
I'm not
that's
saying
what
he
we're
isn't.
saying.
I'm just saying I feel bad for
Yeah,
the guys.
hold on. Let me just make this big so I can see. Okay, I'm excited. This is gonna be fun now. So all online. So for any final predictions, they're gonna do. Is it gonna take an hour? This is.
They're going to do an hour of models, and then they're going to do a thing at the end. But I doubt it'll be a new edition of 40k.
You don't think they're actually going to announce it now? Circon,
No.
I would like to hire
No
you.
way.
I don't have any money, so.
Oh! Anime.
What? Oh shit! Here we go. Oh!
Oh!
Yeah! What's that? That looks great.
Where's me?
Oh, it's a Dark Angel sniper. Some guy made a fire. Oh my god! If they do Dragon Ball Z Warhammer, it's gonna be fucking. Oh!
Hammer and bolter.
Hammer and bolter.
Oh, there's the announcement. There
What is it?
it is. It's the anime,
Warhammer
isn't it?
Story Forge. Terrible name. Love it.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
It's
but that's okay.
it's not called anime. It's just
No, but
animation.
it's more. I thought they were doing an anime as well, right? I know it's more Western style, but
Oh, it's Andy Smiley.
Andy Smiley.
He came around my house once late at
They
night to
shoved
scare
out
me
Eddie
because I
Eccles.
started my own YouTube channel. Terrible person.
what's he got behind
Concept art. It's all the concept art.
Why? Why is it there?
Okay, I can't hear it.
I'm just All right.
Get ready. By
mean-
the way, gents, for the most awkward fucking conversation of your lives. Two people who are terrible on camera together. Yeah, can't wait.
Oh, mate, I don't mind Wade. I think he's fine. And I actually really like the guy as well. I've never not really met Andy properly.
Awful
but
human
I've
being.
met Wade and he's a good guy.
Awful
I like
human.
Wade.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so boring.
There's some echo. There's some background noise.
Who, from me?
He's not got his earphones in.
Who, me?
Oh, we're gonna have that situation where like a child runs in and the other parent has to run in. Stop it. Is that what's gonna happen?
You just need, right. All he needs to do is put some earphones in. Just put some earphones in. That'll fix it. We get an echo from Andy. Oh my word. Small indie company, by the way.
Is he the guy in charge of Warhammer TV as a whole?
I've got
as a
his
project?
business card up here. He's the community communications and content manager.
So, someone should have told him.
They should just do the releases.
You think he
What?
knows?
Just do the releases, man. That's all you got to do. Just do the releases. Just let us get on with it.
How many hobbyists actually care about watching an animated program,
Me?
though? In reality,
Me.
I do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's really
I really care. Like, I'm so excited about that. That's so rad.
do people
Mate.
just want?
Can we
the models,
always
though?
do this?
I just
This
want-
is so much
mate.
more fun than like some event where you all just sit in a room. This is the best. Yeah.
So about a year ago, I tweeted at the guy asking to be in it, which means I'm 100% going to be in it, as I got no response. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh wait,
soon.
Whippy
It's
Six
gonna be
is
great.
right. The slow build technique of an anime. This is it. They're like, oh my god, we must talk about this exposition for this moment for 45 minutes. Then 10-second fight scene.
Next week on Dragon Ball Z.
Steery says, I've never watched this live. I don't know if he's talking about me or the preview, but it's not shade. It's just I'm telling you how I feel. That guy is an incredibly abusive boss and drove me out of my job and is an awful...
Fucking
He is.
hell, Rob.
He's a fucking awful human being.
You just drop us straight.
He's just
in
a
it.
fucking scumbag. Like, and then Wade's nice. I like Wade. He's a nice guy. I got to fit.
Yeah, I like Wade. I've not
Wade's
met
got a really
Andy-
cute
I've not
dog.
met Andy properly. You got to say he's about his dog.
I'm trying to diffuse the situation here, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
a good idea.
Don't. Why?
I don't like conflict. Yeah, I'm a wargamer.
You guys need to shut the fuck up.
I like conflict, but in a very specific realm. For example, I know I'm going to be getting conflict.
It's the 14th most watched channel on Twitch, apparently, this the Warhammer preview.
14.
That's pretty good.
Potentially. Well, I can see, because I'm looking at it, ESL is still above it. They're above Tyler 1.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so boring. I haven't actually listened to any of it. If there's anything useful. The right guy, everyone. Left guy good, right guy bad. That's the easiest way to do it.
Someone's saying it looks like the League of Legends section with all the kids spamming. Well, I think that guy's got confused because the most AIDS version of this is literally just the Hearthstone community, which is brilliant. I just love it.
He's good.
We will, if he thinks this chat is bad, then he doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean,
can I just say that this being their best show, their best show to date is easily the coolest thing because it's just two dudes from their bedroom.
It's a very Warhammer thing, right?
This was the template. The template is two dudes, bedroom, chatting shit.
Yeah,
it's great.
This is the future, and it really does show that like no one gives a fuck about anything other than this moment, right? Yeah.
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 Oh my word! What's happened there?
Does anyone know what's happened yet?
People keep spamming Angron. Has one of the YouTubers claimed that Angron's getting released today?
At some point, he's been mentioned in the last 6 months, at least by Valrak, I think.
Ah, damn it, Valrak. Why aren't we spamming all the other missing Primarchs? Because I'm pretty certain they've all been brought up, haven't they?
What are they even talking about? Question: what are they talking about, gents?
Exactly. There you go.
What are they talking about? Oh, the anime.
There you go. Chapter Master Macarius, the copycat, has appeared in the other chat as well. There you go. Oh, I'll look at the camera vibration. Oh dear, it was an earthquake.
His is on top of a trophy from Forge World, right? Like one of the skull trophies.
Yeah, you have to remember. You have to remember.
Mate.
You have to remember how considered the guy on the right is. Yeah, Andy. Like he's like a fucking narcissist psychopath, right? And I'm not bandying my words. Like that man will have made sure every element in that room fits some sort of pre-designed image out, right?
So what you're telling me, Rob, is that he wants the wobble cam and he wants the echo.
No, he doesn't know about that because he has no media experience, which having him take over a TV department and being in charge of their global media infrastructure is hilarious.
I mean, I'll have that. Get me that. No, seriously,
Wow.
I will sack you guys off in a heartbeat if you pay me.
Oh.
I know about echoes and wobble cams.
Yeah, you can sort it out. It's fine.
That's why I've got my my webcam on a trophy with blue tack.
That's just amazing.
But anyway, back to the.
I'm still obvious with it. Look at this. I'm about to finish pinning all my guardsmen. Look at that.
Why is it wobbling so much?
That's more important.
Why is it wobbling?
I don't know.
Wait, the chat is going off with R.I.P. Duncan. Yes. Bang the Duncan in there. That'll fucking cut into his heart like a knife. I love it.
Yeah. Shall we see if we can get Duncan in here? Replace Nichols. Send him a DM. Oi, Duncan, you want to come and laugh at some shit? And do some hobby with the world famous hobbyist, Tom Layton.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
And he looks like he could crack you one off.
I forgot to drill the base, but I put glue on it already. Shite. Oh, fuck.
What if he's getting a blowy under the table and that's why it's shaking?
What? Mate, that's just... Mate, I can tell you with experience that does not cause the thing to shake if you do it properly.
What? Do you just keep your head really still when you're doing it?
Oh.
Yeah. Just make sure your desk is high enough up. Right, I'm going to be honest, I've had this thing muted for a while.
Oh, okay, we got another break. Another break. So that's the Warhammer. So, Article News 1, Warhammer Story Forge. Yeah?
Someone in the chat.
Right. I'm going to
I really know what I
mean,
mean.
guys.
Why are we so toxic?
This is so fun.
I know why I'm toxic.
It's not toxic, it's honest.
So,
I'm pretty toxic.
Twitch chat and everyone, what's the review of that 15 mission section? Yeah?
Yeah, agree. Boring. Everyone spam our chat with boring, please. Spam our chat with boring.
What did they talk about? They talked about that anime, which doesn't look boring. That looks exciting as shit.
It's not really an anime though, I guess, because it is Western style, like Scriven mentioned. So, it's more like
John,
it's just an animation,
John, tell us what the difference is.
Sorry.
Hold on. Merchant Prince says the webcam straight up just doesn't like him, so it's shaking in disagreement. Hilarious. Just nodding.
Shake everything.
They're building it up so they slowly can't get.
Chat. That's what I'd like to see. Oh yes, get those boring spammed in my chat.
We're not toxic. We're honest. Agreed. You guys are better than they were. Thanks, Sterridge. I appreciate that. All the sense. I died 3 times out of 10. Honest Wargamer was better. Drop the goss roll. I haven't got any goss really. I have. So when I was hired, the man on the right was the guy who hired me into the company. His name's Andy. I didn't get the job until I was like 31, and I'd been an adult and I'd run my own business for like 10 years. I was a dorm when I was 18, so I'd been pretty around people a lot. I was like, this guy's a bit special, but that's fine. I really want that job filming miniatures for the hobby that I love. That'll be a really great job. This is the goss real quick. Anyway, over time, just a psychopath. That's the long story short. Worst boss you could want to have. Insipid, narcissistic, thin-skinned, all sorts of problems. Cycle forward, like I make a set of Warhammer Live, I make like, loads of cash, like everything's good, and then I'm like, I just like to go back painting models. He's like, no, whatever, not paint models, filming things. He's like, no. Eventually I quit. The guy's mental, like whatever. And then later comes around my house at midnight one time. Like when I announced on this Wargamer, knocking on my door.
Does he want to show?
Yeah, maybe the guy just had do you know what? Maybe the stress of like bringing a big multinational company out just got to him, and that's why he was acting that way. Let's be kind. It could be that. There could be loads of fucking reasons why, but I'll never spend a moment of my life in a room with him ever again. I think he's an awful human.
So Rob,
yeah.
Do you remember when that Blitzchung guy, won that Hearthstone event, and then he came out and said "Free Hong Kong," and then the commentators who were just interviewing him got straight wrecked by Blizzard?
Yes.
I feel like those commentators, right?
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm just in the room.
There's an arc of redemption there.
No. Crap.
Yeah. There's an arc of redemption there. Like maybe he's not such an awful person now, which would be good because I think everyone should get the opportunity to be a better person, right? I probably wasn't the best at that time. Let's be honest. I could have had a tough time. So there's just like everyone can.
We can all always do things better, can't we?
And we should encourage that absolutely, right? But the thing to focus on here, exciting times, right? Is there's going to be some fucking cool anime?
Someone's spamming poggers in the chat, and I love it. Someone's just writing poggers in the chat. I'm into it.
Okay. Right. So, what did you guys think of that? What's the difference between and I've just had a DM from
River. You're more on the art style. You go for it, mate. What's the difference between an animation and anime?
Yeah.
Anime is just the Japanese term for animated stuff.
Yeah.
But people tend to basically anything that's got slow animation, people just go, right, it's anime. It's like even if it's done Western.
Like Seinfeld. My favourite anime.
They just emailed the reveal. Apparently, they've just emailed the reveal, gentlemen.
Hell, go! Come on.
No, now I've got to check my emails. Revealed the lion. Yes, really.
Oh no, Rob's ruined the stream by checking his emails.
As if they've done this.
Oh, you actual turds! You actual turds! How have you managed to mess this up? How have you managed to mess that up?
But the line hasn't been revealed yet. I feel heartbroken.
They've done it in an email first. Wait. Does the email at the bottom though says check out the Twitch stream? Because that might be a clever way of dragging everyone to the Twitch stream. That would be smart. Yeah.
Well, there's only 36,000 people watching
right
now.
That's amazing.
36,628, and we're 3 of them.
This is a landmark moment. A landmark in history.
I don't know. Maybe we're 3 of them, but all the Russian bots.
Smart. Circon, you're just so much better than me. Wait, can you guys forward me the email to the Honest Wargamer, please?
Oh, that's the point.
Just forward it to me.
How do I forward an email?
Oh my god, you guys are idiots.
Hold up. I got it.
Just taking a minute. I'm already doing it. It's alright.
Oh, I'm accidentally replying. That's not good.
It's like at work. I have people from shops that obviously don't really use computers, and they will.
Have you forwarded it?
Every
Have you
email.
forwarded it?
Yeah, it's in the chat
Alright.
in your emails.
Okay.
Good. How have you not signed up to your email?
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Wait. Oh, I don't know if this is all. Yeah, no. They to be fair, they have said the reveals you've been waiting for. They haven't.
The reveal I've been waiting for is just give me all my.
They haven't shown the lion in this. It doesn't.
No, because this email's come through
I
first.
think it's 40k.
Oh wait, is there another one you've sent me?
No, that's it. That's the email.
Oh, I thought you.
So obviously they're on a delay.
Oh wait, hold on. I've had one.
It's almost like if
I've had one sent to me.
But just at the time revealing shit, we wouldn't have this issue.
Someone sent it to me or not?
What I just forwarded was the one that they sent.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Also, they're just going straight behind the stream streak image on the stream. You scroll. Are you leaking your own email?
Yeah. Who cares? I don't know what's happening.
There's nothing important in there anyway. It's fine.
The reveal 30. Oh, it's the 30k lion. It's not the 40k lion. We already know this.
Andy Dunn giving us the good old lowdown. Good old Andy.
Not 40k lion.
Someone's painting concept armies in my WhatsApp and I'm very disappointed.
Oh, hold on. There's something else. An elf for wealth. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. Okay.
Okay. I'm playing this.
Cool.
Hold on. Wait.
I'm liking this. Oh.
Long spears. This
Okay,
is fun.
I like this
I'm
video.
enjoying
Oh,
this.
look at all these stock images. This is really well done.
Yeah.
This also shows you what you can do with stock image off the internet instead of being able to film anything because of the coronavirus. Elves can't be trusted. Come
There
on.
you go.
Yeah. Oh.
I like it. Why are they hitting it with a hammer?
Oh. Pointy ears.
Oh, they're announcing the cow thing.
Yes.
They're milking this one, aren't they?
Nice. Milking it. Good.
Just gonna keep saying it.
Giant
Oh,
walkout made of
fuck
rock
off,
with armed with a
straight up.
massive hammer. I'm so into this model. Can't wait to see it.
Oh wow!
Oh.
It's a
that's
Tauren.
nice.
It's just a
That's
Tauren.
Oh no, that looks way shitter
No, I
than I
like
thought.
I know.
I want
like
him to be
it.
beefy.
Oh,
Hammer guys though. This guy's hilarious. Like, get him off the screen
I don't know what
immediately.
he's up to.
Oh, there's double. There's a
Ooh,
double
lovely
one.
toy.
Oh, no,
Ooh.
go back, you little shits. Now with giant walkout made of
Lumineth
rock
elves.
and with massive hammer. It's called a Lyrith something. One with two hammers.
That looks cool.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Yes. That is dumb.
I feel like I can convert that into something cool.
Phil Kelly.
Phil Kelly!
Now we're on.
Phil Kelly
it.
is fucking awesome.
I'm sure
gonna
he
listen
is.
to every.
I'd love to just sit and have a beer with
Yeah,
him
it's just-
and just
He
chat
wrote some-
stuff.
He wrote some really good books in 5th edition. Or had his name on them. Very cool.
Oh, look at that. Phil Kelly, yeah, not the head of a media empire, yeah, knows to get a headset and his camera still.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got look at all the Horus Heresy books he's got behind him as well. Look at
He's
him.
just a fucking legend.
And we know he loves his Eldar lore as well, don't
Yeah.
we? Like, he's a big Eldar
Battle
player.
Kells for elves. It's been updated. Oh, so I saw you earlier, Donaldinho, in the chat. Love you.
Very good. Very good. Right, this is a good bit. I like this. You know, I like that video. I like those models. I like this interview. It's good.
How are they doing
Well
on the
done.
numbers? I'm just excited.
They're 41k.
Yeah, that's so fucking
jump.
cool. That's awesome for the hobby, man. That's awesome for the hobby.
Yeah. They've leapfrogged the ESL Pro
What
League
number are they up to?
in Counter-Strike. So ESL Pro League is on 37k. And this is on
So where are
41.
they?
And we're on 122, guys. We're on
Oh, wait, there's
122.
122 watching.
Which is big numbers for us.
Yeah, well, we were on a 327 earlier.
Oh, were we? No, did it break or crash or something?
Yeah. No, and then the stream started.
Hold on, there's something for
Yeah.
I've been posted here. I just want to say big love to everyone who is watching us live. Thank you.
Mate, do you know what I'm about
What
to
is
do,
it?
buddy? Look at this. I'm about to paint some models. Look at this. We're not just
Look
a
at that.
reaction
Look at
Andy
Phil
stream.
Kelly. He's
We
just
are
such a legend.
Yeah.
See, they should do this.
I like that if you tweet him, he
Yeah,
replies.
they should just do this every time. Yeah.
I stood next to him in Bugman's once, and he didn't know who I was, and I was very sad.
Warhammer apparently is second for live
Oh, what do you
channels.
know,
Our
um,
internet's fucked. I'm gonna stop streaming things because I don't know. It's just not gonna survive.
Are we going to raid their chat?
No, I'm not. I'm going to stay on live, but my internet is just.
So you're going to stop streaming things?
Yeah, other things.
We're at 120. Oh, DJ Batman, thanks. And also everyone for joining us live. Is everyone excited about the elves? What's this Twitch chat saying? Mountain cow looks cool. I'm into the mountain cow. I'm into it. Ridiculous.
He's a bit slender. Right?
He's a bit slender. He's look. He's got a prison body. To quote what's that comedian? Damn it, Kevin Hart. You know, he's just big on top, or big on top. No, but haven't worked on the legs.
All right. Okay.
No. I fully agree. Says 40.
He needs a bit of he needs some chunk to him.
Doesn't
he?
He needs some thigh strength. Everyone, he needs some thigh strength. Check the pics. Oh, there's some pics coming up here. I want this to not stream at the same time, so don't kill my internet. Good. What are the pics that I'm checking out?
Val, I don't think we'll ever
the link you sent me, Circon, doesn't have the. I don't think they'll ever not do this again. 40k Stat Center, couldn't agree with you more. This is absolutely the right way. But this next time, probably not do it from people's bedrooms is the right version.
We'll probably do it with earphones and microphones as well. That'd be cool.
Well, if they're in, you know, where they do like the Stormcast and all that. If they did it just sat in there and had people flip, like whoever's kind of the guest flipping in and out, that would be perfect.
Apart from
right?
how their audio sounds, it's atrocious. But not in this situation. It's nice, but on Voxcast, it's not good. Thank you, Hermanista. If you just put it into the, if you guys just put it into Discord, I'll be able to see it. Whatever the picture is that I can't see right now. For you guys.
Also, Hermanista saying, "Oh well, he told me I wouldn't get a writing job." Meanwhile, he's just tweeting at all the GW employees, so he gets followed by the community team. Like Hermanista with his Valdor, constantly just spam tweeting with GW fucking team. It's like, man,
hold on.
fair play to him.
Elves must love croquet.
I've seen certain content creators get from like, or not even totally content creators, but just Twitter accounts get from like 200 followers to 2,000 within 3 months by just doing that.
Hey, I'm like a horse, as Hermanista.
You are a big man.
Oh yes, Circon coming through with the gold. Here we go. Oh my, yes. I'll accept those cookies, no problem.
Is that?
Hold on, let me go to. Let me Discord. Yeah, let me just go to the right.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've actually muted the interview so I can just talk to you guys, and then I'll just unmute it when reveals actually happen.
That's a fairly solid plan. I'm just going to turn Phil down. Although I would like to go back and listen to Phil talk because Phil's.
Oh yeah, but just not right now.
Phil's the future. Hold on, let me just make it so that we can.
That's more human than cow. That's the problem. Like the aesthetic of something like a Tauren in World of Warcraft, where they're really chunky, like the whole body looks like you couldn't just snap it. Well, those legs look so thin.
Yeah, he's just not. He's not strong enough, is he? Look, he needs to be stronger, more powerful. But it looks.
And by having all the rock on the top makes it look even more unbalanced.
I wonder if the armor is painted on though, or if it's part of the. It looks fucking. It still looks great though. Also, it's great.
Yeah, it's still cool.
Chip in. Thank you, Astral Dino, for subscribing for the first time. Really
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Looks like a Verminlord with pretty armor. That's a really good point. It does, actually. I definitely wondered more about what you thought about the Warcow than what Phil thinks. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, I'm looking at those infantry. Those infantry look okay. I'm not sure about how long that hammer is, though. I think that's a little bit too long.
He's also holding the hammers in a weird place.
Yeah,
when you hold it.
It looks like he's.
I've never held Warhammers, though, so...
You know the... what's it called?
Yes.
The Olympic event where you have to lob some
You'd hold them lower. No. You need to get a better centre of gravity.
Well, so yeah, never mind. I don't want to bang on about being a world championship martial artist with weapons. We'll talk. That's another conversation for another day. But John, you're correct. Yeah, you don't hold it at the top. You hold it at the bottom. But the two-handed hammer version, he looks goat. Is that the right? Am I doing this right? Is that twitchy enough?
Cool. He looks like a sergeant, though, doesn't he?
I love that they've got like mountains on the armor, a bit like. Do you know what they look like? They look like paladins in World of Warcraft.
Oh, we're banning people saying Angron now.
It makes me think of like the old Titans where they had churches sat on top of the Titans.
Yeah, they do. I really think.
Okay.
No,
it's just the legs,
what's
man.
World of
It's the
Warcraft where they
legs.
have the big shoulder pads, and it's not paladins, it's shamans.
Warriors? Shamans.
Look like shamans like that on WoW, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. Yeah, he looks like he would get smashed by a gargant. That's correct. You put that guy down your pants all day long. He looks great. And then let's look at these.
He'd be too sharp.
Pointy dickheads.
Those pointy bits.
Look, they got capes. Why is that?
I feel like,
what is this?
I feel like the angle doesn't really do it justice with the legs, especially on that on the one.
Have you seen the helmets on these hammer guys?
How do they get through doors?
They just have bigger doors, don't they?
The elves don't have doors.
Bigger doors.
They don't have doors. It's just open air, isn't it?
Their society's
We're going to
ruin.
get taller anyway over time. You might as well start prepping now by wearing big hats.
Oh man.
Oh.
I'm so into this. The Two Hammer Dude is the king special character. Thanks, T-Biscuit. Yeah, bigger doors. That's what you need, bigger doors. Elemental shamans, yeah. We'll defo give them different helmets. Helmets are...
Does this just look like the high elf version of like the big
Keeper
wood
Secrets.
creatures?
It just looks like a Keeper Secrets, the more I look at the legs. The legs just look like Keeper Secret legs. Yeah, they're just... Because they look like goats rather than a cow.
They do look like goats.
Because there is
they both have hooves, don't they? They're both hoof
I
animals,
don't really
aren't they?
know, to be honest.
Yeah, they're cloven hooves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But goats and cows both have them, so it's not like. And also, Slaanesh does have connection to the elf.
It's instrumentally part of the elven culture at this stage because any of the souls that exist came from Slaanesh. So if you guys are a 40k guy and you don't know that, the Slaanesh is like bound and imprisoned in the Age of Sigmar narrative between two different realms, and then Tyrion, Teclis, Malarian, Marathi, they were draining the Slaanesh god of souls that were eaten. So when the old world was destroyed, all of the elves
basically they're giving it a Heimlich maneuver.
They're like a little tap. They've stuck a tap inside Slaanesh and they're draining all the souls out. So no matter what, like if you look at that's why the Lumineth, these are the Lumineth, the Ideneth are like they've got like some Slaaneshi influences all over them as well.
Ad break as well, guys.
Oh, nice. One, so here's some information. Themed around living on mountains. 2, they use hammers as their primary weapon. 3, aesthetics feature stone carvings. These dwarf elves. These are cool as hell. I agree. Thank you very much for putting these up, Sokon. Big love to you. Why did Teclis spend so long making these guys just to copy Sigmar, or was it just to train up their neck muscles? Oh my god.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tom? Of these models?
Fine. I think about my feelings pretty alright. Like I feel like the angles don't do the legs justice, although they could be a little bit spindly. Maybe skip leg day again, but again, it's like I feel like a lot of it's just down to their armor is covered in frills at the top side, and therefore it just makes it look more bulky than it actually is.
I'm excited to see.
I feel like a lot of those banners are really, really unnecessary.
I've just noticed the cow banner over here. It's hilarious. Look at this guy. He's
big moo.
The astral cow.
Mate, I tell you what, I might just get some of those models just to steal as many banners as I can.
Here's an interesting side note, or thought. You know how they made Tau to obviously clearly try to get involved in the Japanese and Chinese markets, right? Yes, obviously, big rattle bow robots. Do you think that this is their push into the Indian market? Cows being sacred and all in India?
No.
What? Have you seen Bollywood movies? They are so outrageous. Like,
they're brilliant.
They are so outrageous. Also, are you all a bit little worried right now that you're going to miss the next preview because they don't do like a 10, 9, 8 before the actual thing happened? Like they just
It's okay. All I need to do is unmute and it'll be fine. Okay, that's fine. I've got it up on my second monitor. Just need to press.
40k Stat Center's making a good point. I've obviously said some incredibly stupid stuff there. He says, "Well, to attract people who liked anime, not necessarily folks who make it." Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah. So maybe this is to attract the vegetarians because obviously I like cows, not being dead.
Yeah, but Rob, you're already playing the game, regardless of the cows. Wait a minute. No. Also, Rob, it doesn't matter if they put a cow in it. If it's a new book, you'll buy it.
Oh no! I have to buy it because it's my job to buy it and know it. So
No, you know what I mean.
But-
You
Yeah, I
pedantic
do. But I
fuck.
wasn't interested in the elves. I wasn't interested in the elves till now, but now I'm super interested in this guy. Fucking he.
Because it's got a cow
No
on
man,
it.
the mountains is so rad. That's such a cool. It's like little trees, little bonsai trees. That's so cool. And
When you first saw this, you said you weren't sure about it because he looked spindly, and now you're immediately, ooh.
Nathan Prescott's in the
Oh.
chat.
He's already building lists.
That might be broken. I might have that. Ooh.
Nathan Prescott is in the chat. He's laughing. I don't know what he's laughing about. Don't know if he's laughing about the cow man.
Shall we drag Nathan in here? Has he got a space? Because there's no Nicholas.
If we can call him in, we'll try and get him. I don't
Yeah,
know if he
get him
has
in, dude. Get
Skype
him in.
or knows how to use the internet, but
How could he not have? Oh, fine.
Have you met Nathan?
Yeah, I have met Nathan.
vegan elves. There we go. That's what they are. They've also got that. They've also got
Oh.
Japanese-esque samurai armor, right?
They've got curved armor, I guess.
What they have? Oh, 45 seconds. Here we go.
Wait, is there a timer on it?
No,
now?
there's no timer on it. We're just guessing.
7.
30 seconds. No, wait, hold on.
Five.
No, wait. It's 30
Now.
seconds. 30 seconds. But I
And
just
now,
want you all
now.
to know that I love the
Now.
cow
Now.
guy.
Now.
Oh, jeez.
It's
Oh, they can't have any more. They can only have another 200 people in the chat because then it'll be 40,000.
I mean, but we did.
yeah.
go over
They
41,
hit
yeah,
41
yeah,
already. Oh, it's back.
Oh, now!
Who's Rod Alderman?
Who's what? I don't
Rob
know
Alderman.
Who are you, Rob?
Who is he?
Hold on. Wait.
He
this
works
is-
for Forge World, I think.
He also has headphones. I just want
He's
to
the
point that
Forge
out.
World guy, I think.
Oh, he's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I've got him
Oh.
on Facebook.
Go do it.
There we
Yeah,
go.
next.
Move on.
Okay, there it is. We've seen it.
Hey,
There you go.
I care about this.
I care about this too. Fuck you, Rob.
I've got an Elrond on horseback coming to me
Oh.
at the moment from a third-party source.
He's also got a headset.
I know. He's got the Sony
Yeah.
one. It's 20 quid Sony headset.
Would like to.
Oh, look at
Okay,
that.
I'm looking.
They break really easily. Oh, that's nice. Although,
Oh, that is-
I don't, also, when did Air start like gouging pies? Like, the
They
one
look
on the right
good.
looks really
They
chunky.
look
The
good.
angle.
All
the
right,
angles.
we can all mute that now. That's fine. We know what it is. It's Lord of the Rings. So this is the real question: who plays Lord of the Rings? Everyone who I talk to,
Look at all the
hold on.
resident
Everyone who I
sleepers in
talk
the
to
chat.
says it's the best game system, hands down.
It's very balanced. It's very balanced.
So, one of our 40k players from Team Wales last year literally quit 40k to go play Lord of the Rings, and he's now our coach.
Coach at Lord of the Rings.
No, at 40k, because if you're a coach, you don't necessarily need to be like playing the game system.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I think that.
So he's really enjoying Lord of the Rings right now.
Apparently, it's amazing.
It's really good fun, Rob. We'll have to play it once the lockdown ends.
Look at all the resident sleepers and snores in the chat.
Doesn't every Wargamer say that this system is the best? That says that his system? No, because Grinaldi, Lord of the Rings isn't my game system. Like, and everyone who
Yeah.
I talk to who is, I don't know what the correct word is. You know, like a multi-system player is. Andy Dunn says it's the second best system behind Warmaster. Lord of the Ring, no spoilers. We know what happens.
God, I love Warmaster. Warmaster was
Okay.
great.
So I think.
Not at all balanced though. It's very
Oh
beautiful.
no! Is anyone else getting an issue with the stream, or is it just me? Just
No, with the
Yeah.
GW stream, that's fine to me.
Good.
Although I
Fine
have
to me.
it muted, so I don't really.
Big news for the small screen. Two big hero, Psychic Revelations, the Lightning of New Fire. Okay, so we still got some more stuff coming up. It's a really good sculpt. The Lord of the Rings stuff knocks it out of the park. It
Yeah.
feels like
Really like. So I much prefer the ones with the helmets on. 100%.
what with the
because
helmets.
Yeah.
The helmet's
but-
on, yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
He looks kind of fat without it.
Is that because you are scared of painting hair? Because I am.
Not massively. I don't know. It just looks like. I feel like the ones with the helmets on look far more like him.
You don't like it.
No, I do like it. I just think the ones with the helmets on look more like Aomer than the ones, without the helmets.
Okay. All right. I don't know how I feel about it personally. I just don't know enough about the game. I've obviously read the books and watched the film several times, and I would like to. And if I was going to do anything, I'd like to get the dwarf guys. This is let me go on. Let me show you the guys who I'd get if I was going to get anyone. It'd be
the Iron Hills guys.
Yeah.
Oh mate, I've got loads of those. That's my army.
The goat men.
No,
the ones that got
that's
goat cavalry.
But
Yeah, then
like
the Iron Hills.
Durin and those kinds of guys. And
They're expensive.
What are the Vault Wardens? The Vault Wardens are really cool. We've got like one guy holding a massive shield that's bigger than him, and then another guy holding a massive pike stood behind him.
My internet is just
I've
wrecked.
got 14
I
of
don't
those.
know if it won't even load the Forge or web store.
Stream seems to be working for me, mate.
No, I think the stream's up. Everyone can see. I just nothing else is going.
Everyone can see it. You can't load it.
Can't load anything. I need a new studio, gents. I just want you all to know that I am currently in Australia. Just see how funny it is, how expensive it is. If I click, I like looking at the prices of other countries sometimes, so I can feel like I just feel their hurt. Yeah. Right. So I would get, just in case you guys have not ever checked out this. Are they from the Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit? They're from The Hobbit, aren't they?
I don't know.
They're from the Hobbit range, yeah.
Strategy
Billy Connolly's the king.
Yeah, that's these motherfuckers. Oh, they're out.
That's Dane Ironfoot.
Out of stock.
Is that Dane Ironfoot?
Yeah, Day and Ironfoot. But who doesn't want a goat? What the hell?
I don't, because they're really expensive.
Oh wait, yeah, my mate's got an army of these.
Yeah, look at.
Yeah, my mate's got an army.
Just a
These are
little
really cool.
dwarf on a goat. It's fucking the best.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think you need many of these. I think
No.
it's kind of like eels. So they are expensive. You don't need to buy too many.
So in the game,
expensive,
the way your army tends to work. Do you want me to explain how it works for building your army? So you know how many
I do
figures?
actually, but
So you
I would
have-
just like to
you have
point
a
out that
character,
these guys, these
and then a
three
warband.
dudes are $110 dues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you only need 20 to 40 models at very most, unless you play something like goblins. So you have different levels of heroes, and they can have up to, I think the biggest heroes can have 18 followers in their warband. So like Elrond, you can have 18 elves behind him. Up to a third of them can be shooting, and that's how you pick your army. It's as simple as that. And then cavalry, if they get dismounted, you have to use a non-mounted version of them, which is why all the characters come mounted and unmounted. And so structurally, an elf army, for example, you can buy a box of 24-foot elves, the cavalry version, and then a character, and you've near enough got 1,000 points, which is an army.
But I don't want that.
Not very competitive, but you've got the choice.
Mainly
It's
goats and then a goat chariot. Yeah? Who doesn't want a goat chariot?
Yeah.
Let's play the one ring.
I actually want to get the ballista for my Isengard army. The siege ballista.
Isn't that complete?
And that's why I haven't got one yet.
Wow.
Did you ever assemble the old metal Sauron model?
No.
So he came. You know how the Sauron helmet has a bunch of spikes on it?
Yeah.
You had to individually glue all of those spikes to a metal model.
Yeah. Well, as someone who's built a Chaos Dwarf army.
It was the worst model I've ever
it's the
assembled.
worst. And I've also built several heresy armies, which are also the worst as well. But this guy, look at him, Dane Ironfoot. He is on a pig, and he's got a hammer, and he's Billy fucking Connolly. And why wouldn't you do that? Joe, I'm gonna try and read that.
Battle of Five Armies brings back repressed memories.
Yeah, like I might try and build up that army before no, I can't. It's $1 billion. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I might read the book and do some proxy bases. I'll just go.
The armies aren't that. And the rules, you get the main rule book, and then there's an army book for Lord of the Rings and one for The Hobbit, and that's it.
Okay.
And then they're doing kind of narrative campaign books separately, but they're optional.
I'm just searching some goat toys to do some EC style, just to do some ETC style proxying. No, I don't want toys for goats. I want.
Andy Dunn in the chat has just said, "Rob, do you want the army? I have the models going spare."
No, he does not. No one has that army going spare. I do. I so do. But if no one has that. So I was currently, if you're watching the stream,
have to have a bunch of
I'm
goats.
looking at loads of goats.
Typing
goat.se. people watching you look at goats.
Goat.se.
I also now want this. I don't know if you've seen this. I only want to cross out. So someone's got more than 2 goats and they love jokes.
Rob, did we actually buy www.dickpills.com? Because we can just fill it full of goats.
We didn't buy that, I don't think.
Did Val buy it? Did Val buy it? Come on, Val. That was you bought it, mate.
Someone's got to have bought it. Our complaint centre. Anyway, so...
Oh, so Oh, there you go. He's got Billy Connolly and some infantry.
Oh, Andy Dunn, I would.
What are the Perry brothers up to these days?
I would
by the
love
way?
that.
They've got their own company. The Perry Miniatures make historical war games figures, so they do plastic
Nice.
kits of Napoleonic era stuff,
Oh, that's cool.
ancients, you name it. They're really nice sculpts, as you imagine. So,
Yeah.
because as soon as they stopped doing all the Lord of the Rings stuff, they kind of went off on their own.
Oh, big shout! Can we just all of us in the chat take a moment? We've just been followed by someone called Deviant Doc. Now I know he's only just followed us, but I do know him. He's a doctor in Germany who is working full time, or a medical professional at least in Germany, working full time, dealing with obviously COVID. So if everyone could just do a big shout out to Deviant Doc, who's watching live now in the Twitch chat, because.
I would clap, but the microphone will not like it.
Brilliant.
Tom is anyway.
Brilliant to you guys.
Yeah.
Hold on, at Rob, I've just been sent a new dwarf miniature. Oh my god! Look at these Atlantis miniatures.
Reaper Miniatures do. Reaper Miniatures do a load of bear riding dwarves as well.
This armored bear.
No.
Oh my god! Oh, I am in like you wouldn't believe. Look at this. Oh, you guys can't see. Sorry.
And if you really want it, Bad Squiddo Games do a load of female dwarves as well, so you can have a real.
How do you tell?
What?
They have beards too.
No, these ones don't.
Well, there you go. You can tell.
Have you guys seen these lady dwarves from Atlantis Miniatures? Oh my god.
Oh, they're awesome.
They are. I'll put them in the chat. These are the future. Gold sold separately.
I'm just going to quickly nom these crisps.
Okay, help yourself for the next thing. These are great. These riders. Look at them. They look delicious. Oh yeah. This is a cool website. I've never heard of this before. Atlantis Miniatures. Wait, a dwarf armored bear rider. A dwarf on the back of a bear.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this website's.
Yeah, why not?
This is a fantastic website. Can you roll a crit?
Bear sold separately.
Yeah, dubstep. Is there dubstep? We're currently on the stream. Are they playing dubstep?
It's now just gone to all kind of melancholy, kind of cinematic stuff.
Okay. Oh wait. Okay. We've just had something sent from Val. The Goat, or Who is Sylvia, is a full-length play written in 2000 by Edward Allaby, which opened on Broadway in 2002. It won the 2002 Sony Award for Best Play. The tale of a married, middle-aged architect, Martin, his wife, Stevie, and their son, Billy, whose lives crumble when Martin falls in love with a goat.
Why does Val know this?
I do not know.
Oh,
to be fair, it won a Tony Award, right? The play focuses on the limits of an ostensibly liberal society through showing his family in crisis. Albie changes.
He played Martin.
I played Martin, the man who fell in love with the goat.
Oh, wow.
The name of the play refers to the song Who is Sylvia from Shakespeare's play The Two Gentlemen of Verona. Proteus sings his song hoping to woo Sylvia. It was also referred to Finding the Sun, 1982, a work earlier of Allaby. Wow. To be honest, I didn't expect today to go the way I thought it was going to go.
I'm having a laugh, to be honest. This has been great fun so far.
This has been so fun. Okay, so, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for sending us the most amazing links at the same time. I'm just looking up this website now and all the fun models they've got. I also did you see this play? Martin Loves a Goat. I feel now it.
Oh, dude, our day. Oh. Shots fired.
I reckon if someone was to take some goats and put them in an army, there should be now a Martin character leading them at the front, right? That would look really good. Hold on. There's also now another link we've been sent. The Queen's Journal. What's this?
Suburban Bestiality. I don't think you should click that one live.
In Live's risque production of Edward Allaby's The Goat, or Who is Sylvia, explores the taboo topic of bestiality in one of the more provocative pieces of theatre the Queen's community has produced in a while. The play takes place in a typical family living room set in an upscale suburb. Martin, an architect played by Simon Pabor, has just won the prestigious Pritzker Prize and has been granted a contract to design a large-scale living community in the American heartland. He's also celebrating his 15th birthday. Him and his loving wife Stevie, played by Merritt Cruz, appears to have strolled on stage for a cheery Noel Coward play, and the only problem, Martin seems to have his increasing forgetfulness. But the happy portrayal... Oh, no, I've gone too far. Uh-oh. But the happy portrayal of domestic life doesn't last long. When Martin's friend Ross comes over to interview him, Martin grows more distant. After a substantial amount of prodding on Ross's account, Martin admits he's having an affair. And for the last 6 months, he hasn't been cheating on his wife with another woman, or another man for that matter, on the crest of a hill or searching for a home in the country. Martin met Sylvia a goat. Seconds until the next live, but I would just like to forever say this as if someone clip this for a moment on Twitch, and for the last 6 months he hasn't been cheating on his wife with another woman or another man for that matter on the crest of a hill while searching for a home in the country. Martin met Sylvia a goat. And if we could just on the right hand side, whoever is going to be our new guest, that's our new Martin. Can you still hear me, Scrivo? No. Scrivo? Hello, John? Oh, no. They've started to get like either some 3D modelers, some 3D renderers, or some like they're outputting it to start producing some stuff that's done, not not traditional, but, you know, the kind of drawn art style that we've seen animated previously. I obviously refer to things like the Gene Stealer cult reveal a few years ago, which I still put as being one of the coolest things that we've ever seen, in my opinion. Obviously, everyone's got their own aesthetic. But my problem with that is they'll have paid someone to have done something to do with that first bit, and I think that that's not very cool. And I think the stuff that we had previously with the voice acting and the story, and it felt really Warhammer, because we obviously are used to reading our books, seeing the artwork, but then to have that narrated voice, I thought that was an incredible way of selling their product. And obviously you've seen the same thing World of Warcraft, even though they've got obviously
they've got some good cinematics.
They've got some good cinematics,
really
and some
amazing cinematics.
But then did you see the Song of Janna that they had, where that was all the same sort of thing? They've got really good 3D renderers and they do good cinematics, but they also do that cartoon style version. And I think unless you can get to the kind of World of Warcraft version or even the League of Legends style version,
League of Legends one, yeah. Well, it's a similar team, isn't it, for League of Legends as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never definitely take inspiration from it. So.
Oh, and that's why I think that they should do. That go back to that cartoon-esque style. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
What does everyone in the chat think? What do you think?
Well, can I just bring something up here as well? Because when we were on Twitter
Jaina.
this week, I think Andy Smiley came out and said, "Oh, it's a shame someone leaked that because everyone's been working really hard on this reveal video." And I'm just like, well, I obviously didn't see the video, but did it look like it was a massive deal that people had leaked it? He said he didn't understand why people leaked things.
Oh wait, that Fabius Vile video was rubbish.
Okay, fair.
Well, in my opinion,
he was just
what do you think?
He didn't get to release it. I didn't see it. I was out of the bathroom and eating my crisps.
Okay. What did everyone else think when they just watched it? Wet Palette says this real is a pleasure and a pain. Skin corsets.
It looks like a nice model, though.
Yeah. No, the Fabius Vile model looks amazing. Hopefully that goes up soon. In here on
May.
What?
No, they've put a picture up of him, haven't they?
Yes.
In the Warcom. If you refresh that page, it's got a thing where you kind of scroll and it shows the old model, flipping into the new one. Yeah, if you scroll back down.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he looks
literally, as you scroll, it changes.
Yeah, he looks absolutely brilliant. Like, really, I love his pimp cane.
Sympathetic.
Yeah, his pimp cane's amazing. Like, yeah, he looks great. I love it whilst they're in the manager's home.
And that's the most important thing, though, right? As long as his model's good, we won't remember the reveal trailer in like a year's time, but we will still have the model.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have a crap reveal trailer and a great model than the other way around.
I'd rather both.
Well, yeah, but
I think he looks great. I like the tech priest sort of aesthetic that he's got going on. I think his little suit his mechanical servo arms look rad. Yeah, it's just wicked. Oh, look at the little head he's carrying around on his left. On his near his pimp stick. That's cool. Yeah, I think that looks really good. I think that looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Really big fan of that. I think one of the things about 40k is, I mean, he doesn't really look like he's ready for battle, though, does he? Looks like he's about to go into the office for a tough day at work.
Right. Oh, we're going to beat their hype train.
What do you mean?
Well, they've got hype train going, and we got to level 5.
Level 5 is the max.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can't go.
Okay, well, we completed hype train. Let's see if they can.
I'm pretty certain they'll be fine. They've got 41,000 viewers. Doesn't
matter. Sometimes you don't get it.
I think the Wood Elf models from Atlantic Miniatures look great. it's what Wargamer thinks about this release. Shame he will be 200 points and never seen in a game. Well, we'll see if he's.
I have to, by the way, on that, whoever did the paint job for Fabulous Bill there did an insane job.
Yeah, you like it?
That is so nice, that paint job. Yeah. That purple is clean. The vials on the back, that's brilliant. Oh, mate, whoever did that paint job, fantastic effort.
Tom, did you do that paint job? Because that is a lot.
Have you heard about that Steven Seagal thing? Apparently, he called someone in to show him this amazing script that he was reading, and apparently, the script was, it's making me cry. It's the most beautiful script I've ever read. And then I saw who wrote it, and then Steven Seagal says, "I did."
See you later, everyone. Well, I think that's all the reveals, right? I think that's everything.
No, we've still got Lion.
Oh no, for the heresy.
Yeah. We've got the heresy, and then I don't know if we're doing anything else.
A lightning of new fire. So interestingly, they aren't now announcing 9th edition, right?
Yeah, I don't think they are. They shouldn't do.
Yeah, Mordaka says the voiceover was too Saturday morning cartoon villain for me. It was really off character with how he's been in his 2 novels. The Lion, yeah, we'll do the Lion. That'll be fun. There's a 40k people watching this. A poor reveal is bad for all Warhammer streamers, said Donaldinho. That's a really good point as well, and well made. But they also, when you actually, I mean, what more could they have done? They could have made a better video for Fabulous Bile, but they
could have put earphones in on everybody.
They also could have done that, and you would have thought you would have thought the global head of marketing would have had a pair of earphones to use, but yeah, like I think it's a good way of doing it. They just need to do it better. But then that's like, look at what Blizzard do, and like, you know, they have those fucking auditoriums full of people. They have the thing. I mean, this is infinitely better than the Adepticon preview, which is just a fucking. It's literally a room full of people sat down, and it's a PowerPoint presentation.
It's about selling tickets, though, isn't it?
Yeah, doing that. But this is so much better, surely.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
and I feel like with Blizzard's kind of like not a great example. They don't even understand their own fan base. Like when they went to fucking BlizzCon and they put out that terrible Diablo mobile game, and then they were confused when no one liked it. I remember they hired DJ Khaled for the fucking Overwatch League finals, and no one actually liked the music. It's just a meme. So, yeah, Blizzard are really out of touch with like their own consumer base, but they still somehow managed to put out some good content.
Yeah, I mean, they only need to look at like a bunch of other game companies to see how they do it right.
Well, they should know from Riot. I mean, especially obviously Reese is friends with Mark Merrill, so it's like, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Grinaldi says that you can do things in PowerPoint you can't even possibly imagine. Yeah, there are many things that you can probably do. As soon as I open Excel, Donaldinho is in the chat right now. Show me some things on Excel once, and I genuinely almost had to get my heart restarted one more time, which is fun. Also, it helps. Yeah, this also does help their Twitch numbers, but you could have done it in a better way. You could have presented.
At least it's not Facebook.
It's about retention rather than actually who gets in. And, like,
but is it though? Like, this is one of the things.
Well, if you're getting 40k people in and no one likes it, they won't turn up next time, will they?
This is the thing that I've always expressed, and this is the thing that I expressed when I was in those marketing meetings. You don't need to sell it to me, because I'm in. Like, I'm already excited, right? Like, you can make it more cool for me. I'll be more excited. But what you want to do, like Val said earlier, and I said that slightly wrong. What you want when you make Tau is you want all the people that think Gundam or Pacific Rim is cool, and you want to give them a way into the hobby.
this is what I'm saying. Like, so normally the number of people who turn up to these streams is like what? How many thousands of people? You don't normally get 40,000 people in there, which means that there's going to be a bunch more people who've not watched a Warhammer TV stream before. And if you put out something that they're not going to enjoy, not going to like, they're not going to turn up for the next one.
Yeah.
I don't think we disagree. I'm just making
yeah. No,
point.
we are. We're saying the same thing. We're saying the same thing. And for me, like, I want the company to do really well. Like, that's a statement I'm going to put out right away. Yeah. Like, I really want them to do really well because I love the game. I love everything they make. It's really exciting. I like the narrative and all of that. But, you know, I also think that, you know, it's a fair criticism to have a review, right? Or it's nice having a review. Like, to be fair, they're doing this in a global emergency from their bedrooms. They can't do it in a better way. So that seems fair. Although making those narrative videos that they did with the artwork and the voiceovers and the music can be done because the artists are at home in their studios for a voiceover. Actually, maybe they couldn't get the voiceovers done. That is a fair argument because that normally requires a studio. But there's a lot of voice.
You can do home studios.
Yeah, you
for that
can.
as well.
You can, but it's whether or not people have them and they've got the capacity and range. And you're also looking at for them as a group. They're looking for a huge downtick in those over the next 3 to 6 months. So, you know, you have to give them their due.
I feel like that'll be compensated though, because when everyone comes out of hibernation, they'll all just go and buy all the toys.
Yeah.
But I don't think Wargamers are going to be sitting and patiently waiting. They're going to spend their money on other things because they're impulsive.
Well, yeah, they have it.
Whatever they can.
Right,
have you not seen some of the online stores have sold out of every kit at the moment?
Yeah,
like Element
exactly.
Games, half it's missing.
Right, this is my point. So if everyone's sold out, then what are you going to buy? Like other hobbies, maybe.
Computer games. If people get kind of restless and will spend the money elsewhere.
Yeah, but it's a case of what are we going to spend it on? I'm not going to be spending as much money right now as I would normally. Because
massively
all
not
the places where I
myself.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I'm not buying a coffee a day.
Well, it's not because I'm getting wrecked by my job. I'm in a very lucky and privileged position, but my job is actually quite good for my income, regardless of this. But the thing is, I'm still going to be holding that money back because I've got nothing I particularly want to spend it on. I've got plenty of games I could be playing. I've got plenty of models I could be painting. All that money is just going to pile up and pile up and pile up. And at some point, I'm going to spend that either like a new computer or on some more models or a deposit for a house or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think what John's point is, Tom, and I think so.
No, I get his point.
I think it's a fair point. A lot of us impulsively buy stuff when we see something. It's like, that's really cool. I want 100%. It. I'm going to build and paint it. And the task of building and painting stuff is often way beyond us to complete as we really want. But yeah, we could also obviously fund the GOAT industry in all of its ways. There's obviously GOAT romance novels. There's GOAT dioramas. GOAT dioramas.
I'm totally drawing some goats for you, Rob.
It's to refresh the stream as well.
Rob's there with goats all around him, holding his wok.
Yeah, I think our stream is.
This is the longest break I've seen in a while. No, I just refreshed.
Our stream is wrecked.
No, our stream is fine. It just needs to refresh because it's got a 2K error. Oh, no, maybe it is wrecked. Oh, no, it's alright.
It's working
Tom,
for me.
Dude on says, Tom, what's your PIN number, please?
He doesn't need my PIN number, but I'd have to be happy to provide him with a PayPal link that he can send money to. It's my email address. Off you go. Go wild.
Yeah.
It's his email address, so it's ilovegoats@tomlayton.com.
That's not an emotion. That's just something I do.
It's fact.
It's an action.
Simmergutton, the Persian. There is no Forge World announcements yet, apart from Lord of the Rings stuff, which is I think that comes out of Forge World, right? Especially
I did see a lot of AdMac spam for Rebel XJX, but I don't think they're going to be announcing any AdMac, unfortunately.
I don't think they'll be announcing anything other than stuff that's basically leaked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because obviously all that new AdMech stuff, because I think that was timed with the new book for them.
Yeah, which was be coming out.
Awakening.
Yeah.
That was announced in December.
Yeah.
Because I was at League of Nights while that was happening.
Oh my god! My internet is. We need to move studios because this is just the worst, and I can't do this for a living if I can't even have good internet. No. So I apologise.
For your next daily streak, can you do it from home? Is your internet any better there?
But the girlfriend's working. Dude, I
can do it. I'll host it off my internet.
Yeah, but anyway, the thank you. We'll try and sort it out.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Just as he said, I got an error 200.
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah.
Same.
It's all good though. It's all good.
It's all good. Oh, Warcry.
Oh, is there something come up?
Oh, so some new Warcry. I'm excited. I've been playing Warcry last week. Finally got back into it. I enjoy it because it's a very clean game.
I need to. Oh, that's a cool model.
The stream is back. If you want to tell the guys to refresh, but
That's. I'm not a massive.
Oh,
fan
I can't
of
see
that.
anything.
Oh, they're all flame dudes.
Is this on?
The science.
Oh, I've just seen it.
These guys were heated. They were hinted in one of the Warcry books
Mine's
recently.
slower than yours, guys. It's
So it's kind of. Well,
You
it's
still
done now
got
as well.
goats on your field. Oh, Ben Johnson's got earphones in.
Oh no, I'm not there yet. Hold on, let me react to the guys.
Oh, he's got pods.
He looks.
He's got
He
AirPods.
looks great.
Oh,
Not Ben
he's got
Johnson. Hold on.
AirPods.
I'm looking at the models for a moment, and they look great. Scions of the Flame.
Yeah.
Oh,
Scions.
nice. Yeah, they look great. It looks sweet. I'm in. I'm in on that. Yeah.
And they're great for converting for like cultists and all sorts.
10 out of 10. Ben Johnson's backdrop.
Look at all those. Warhammer
All the
Fantasy
Beast Core
boxes.
Raiders start collecting boxes. I think he's building an army at the moment of just.
He needs to sort out his
Big
microphone
things.
though.
Fuck.
His microphone sounds like he's on the phone.
My internet's wrecked.
Because he is.
I just can't have
okay.
anything happening right now. It's just fucking dog shit.
That's getting a mute. It's okay. It's all good. So we've muted that because of the microphone and all that nonsense. All good.
So
Nice
those
models.
guys look great.
And the good thing about the chaos stuff like that is that it will work in any of the systems, right? Essentially.
Yeah. You can
Just
probably use
stick
that
a
as like
gun
a
on it.
chaplain or a dark apostle or the acolytes even. That'd be fine. I like those models. Those are nice models.
Or a
I like it.
Necromunda gang.
That's it now, isn't it? Is there one more apparently?
Lion, a lion.
The lion, and then might be and then one more
Oh
thing.
my god.
Because they were kind of hinting at
This
that
is
already.
taking
All the models. I've got all
Oh,
the
this is
models.
full range. Oh, cool. They look very
I'm-
different.
I really like that. Oh, they
I'm
look good.
genuinely
Fiery-
interested in it, and
Oh. The one guy that's like on fire looks like almost like a corpse grinder from
I agree with
Necromunda.
Mr. Sneezy. Do you
Yeah.
know?
I'm not sure about that 1 second from the right on the
You
top
guys
section,
are
personally,
genuinely like 30 to 40 seconds ahead of me, by the way. Like,
Oh, that's
Okay.
brilliant. Well, that's normal, right, Rob?
but that's a concern.
they look a lot like the Untamed Beast, actually.
It's the guy with the scythe I really like.
Fire scythe as well. I think what they do with a lot of the fire sculpts now look really cool. Like that
It just means
flamethrower
I have to-
cultist
yeah.
just looks so cool.
It just means I'd have to paint flesh, and that scares me.
I'm not certain that they're brilliant.
They're fun. They're different enough. They don't just look like another Chaos Warband. They've got a little bit of character to make them unique to the Splintered
your,
Fang or the Corvus Cabal or whatever.
Yeah, I think.
Your Discord might want moving, mate.
Why?
Your Discord is literally the entire stream. You're doxing your Discord.
Internet doesn't work, and no
Oh,
one can
okay.
see anything. Or like,
All right, fair.
it's just not live.
Sensitive.
So long as you're aware of it, it's fine. Like,
Oh, good.
So yeah, sorry everyone about my internet. It's shit, and like now I just feel like there's no point talking. I'm just like whatever. Like you guys, like it's dropped out now every time in the past like fucking 5 minutes. I'll try to sort it out.
It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good.
it's okay. I'm
We're
just
here.
looking at
We're
this.
here.
You could just stream us talking. Like, I don't know
I
what
mean,
I'm
it's
doing.
not going
Streamers
out. It's
there,
not
so
going out to the
fine.
audience.
Isn't it? Are you sure?
It is at the
Because-
moment. It's showing. I've got it streaming.
Yeah,
for me.
I'm streaming it as well. It's fine.
Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
it looks pretty.
I'd have stopped talking otherwise.
Anyway, I like them. I guess. I think they're interesting.
Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah, I like the little like scale cloaks that they've got. But then I
Yeah.
haven't played Warcry, so if you're going to do Tzeentch cultists, there's no way you wouldn't use the kind of bird / men.
The Corvus Cabal, yeah.
Yeah, which is just being good. Stop being salty. I can hear you. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'll keep chatting away. I get samurai vibes from the top left dude. I get samurai vibes. They've really explored this samurai theme. I think they also have done that with the Lumineth, right? Same thing.
Almost like there's a certain market they're wanting to crack here.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to show more kind of depth to it, right? Because otherwise, if every model has the same inspiration that looks like a Lord of the Rings figure, but not, it gets a bit
No,
samey,
yeah, I
right?
agree. I think
Yeah.
I think they could take some great like inspiration from all over, right? Like it's nice. Like you mean like Western low fantasy. It's nice to see some.
Yeah, just the very traditional kind of it's done.
Yeah, like I did a Sikh martial arts class like maybe 10 years ago, and most people don't 100% know, but the rings that Sikh people wear around their wrists, and I'm sorry that I don't know the name, but these Sikh guys were using them as like knuckle dusters, which is super cool. So they would slip over their hands, and then they fought in a circular fashion. But it was just really, and they had like blades in their turbans. But it was really interesting to like experience the difference in like fighting style. In that theirs was circular, whereas like a lot of Western fighting is linear. Like if you think of fencing being back and forth, and also Japanese.
I mean, it's specifically on a line anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas theirs was circular, so it was really interesting, and I've always thought about that, and I think it would be cool to explore all of those different cultures. But surely that's got to be quite hard. Like they have to do a lot of research. Like the models guys, they have to.
And you don't want to just appropriate some sort of bit of culture and just make it a bit tasteless as well. So there's that fine line they've got to tread a bit.
Yeah, I guess that's hard. Yeah, I'd leave that for people that have other sensibilities rather than my own. But that would be, that's a challenge, right? That you've got to go through. I mean, is it wrong if you're making some sculpts based on cultures that are out there?
Not if you're appreciating it. I don't see an issue with it. Like,
it's because you do get in a lot of traditional wargaming stuff. You'll get a good example is kind of savage tribes. Is how they quite often get pitched. They're often done in a little bit on the nose, and you get these people with big masks. They're often little people, and they all look a little bit too on the nose. But I think that might be I'm a bit more woke in the tradition, in that kind of modern sensibility. That I'm not just a dude wanting to do a bunch of savages being shot by a bunch of white dudes. It's not my game.
I agree with that absolutely. Yeah, that's fine. Do you know what? It's one of the things I'm currently painting a pink horror, and I think that's one of the things that I really like about the demon element is that they're just wildly fantastic, right? Which is kind of cool.
It's so characterful.
8 minutes until the next one. What? Just on hold for 8 minutes? Fuck.
Why aren't they playing trailers for stuff? Like keeping the hype.
You know how in Warhammer the videos going around in video over models?
Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah.
Just put them on.
It's content they've already created. I don't get that sometimes.
I've just seen a WhatsApp I got sent. Someone was like, I couldn't give a fuck about Warhammer Story Forge, and then someone's like, it sounded like the people being interviewed about it couldn't either.
Oh!
Wow! Whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
That's why people hire PR professionals, right? Like, to do their work for them.
Yes.
Well, our last reveal. This can't be any longer, because at this stage it was fun for a bit, right?
Is it the lion riding on a Thunderhawk gunship? Do you think?
Oh my god, there's so many old school memes that have just been popped out by that one sentence.
I know, right?
I don't know, man. Like,
I know, right?
I'm not sure. It's going to be the
still holding out for the fishmen.
We revealed them. What about the heresy? So it's going to be the heresy lion, right? Does that mean more heresy stuff?
Yeah.
Do you think that they'll?
Because they've already done quite a lot of the Dark Angel stuff. So they've even got all the Terminator stuff all came out a month or so ago.
Yeah.
So it feels like they're wrapping that whole kind of range, really.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Yeah, just leave the last couple of Primarchs and we'll be fine.
Yeah, I love the heresy models. Yeah. I hope that they also, like, even if they end up, like, if they finish the books off, although fuck knows how far they are away with the rules. Actually, DJ Batman's a heresy player. He might be able to tell you how far that they are from, like, things like the Siege of Terror with the rule books that they were doing. Because with the black books, because I actually am not currently up to date, so I'm not sure where they're at. Where are the Gargants is the real question. Where is the Gargants? Yeah, and also,
this is true.
Yeah, this is terrible. Why are we just looking at this one holding screen? I'll tell you why, actually. Is because the guy that's been running the stream, now, obviously this isn't what a multi-million-pound professional company should do, but the guy who's currently running the stream, what he'll be doing is he'll be calling in the next caller. He'll be getting that scene set up with that caller, loading the assets, and then we'll be live streaming it. So that's what will be happening right now in this preview section, and then they'll be checking to make sure all of those connections are solid. So like this is their first time doing it, so we should cut them some slack.
Yeah, very small indie company.
Yeah.
They're a small indie company.
They're only little guys. Yeah.
So really,
So they could even just simply switch between two different sources, couldn't they? They could have one guy setting that up whilst something else is being played, or another person
you're
talking,
asking for
right?
a lot though, man. They don't really know much about that. Like, so that's me trying to be like nice about it. Do you think they are even doing it live? Great point, Neil. Great point. That's actually, I hadn't even thought about that. But they were responding live earlier.
To the chat,
I think
weren't
they
they?
were responding. Yeah, Eddie at least pointed out that there was 40,000 people. So, look at that. My internet just crapped out again. Just seeing that big into those 45,000 people watching as well. So they got me over the moon about that. So apparently the heresy books currently at the minute it's a good point Neil made. They might have stream lags again. I know. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's okay. It's just Nottingham. It's fine.
Yeah. It's obviously GW stream's such a big deal. It's taking all the internet of Nottingham away.
They're slipping at our internet and DDoSing us. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Apparently there's an absolute champion. Spamming, I want female titty marines in their chat. Oh wait.
I'm so fortunate that I'm not looking at the chat at all. I've just got the video
someone
up.
just found in an image a new elf. Can you see that there?
Yeah, there's a water
Rob, if
wizard.
I turn my camera off, would that help
potentially. If you guys did that, that would maybe help.
Yeah.
I'm not certain at this stage. Thanks, dudes.
Yeah, there we go. We're now just audio only for you.
Yeah, well, we're audio only anyway because we've literally just got a black
honestly,
screen
I'm gonna spend the next couple of weeks looking for a new studio, like with just like the most big baller, like absolutely swinging dick internet connection that we've ever found, because it's been so persistent for a while. So I'm gonna try and sort it out at the end of the day.
I think that's number one priority, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree. Cow cry was a moment ago. Yeah. So, don't we still have a long way to go for reveals? They said all systems getting new stuff, didn't they? No.
What we do if the ad breaks last this long, yeah.
Well, also if they're doing if this is like Necromunda, Warcry, Underworld.
Where's my Blood Bowl?
Titanicus, fucking.
Give us some Aeronautica.
Plain Titanicus, Aeronautica.
Yeah, we haven't seen any new Tau Empire planes for like at least a month.
New Warcry Warband.
Because everyone's excited about them, right?
Yeah, we've seen the new Warcry Warband. It looks really good. Looking at one more Black Book with Dark Mech, Dark Angels, then start redoing the traitor armies for the demon versions. Oh, here we go. There's something.
Oh.
The Horus Heresy. Yes. Fucking love the Horus Heresy. What do you look for in a Primarch in a really weird voice? Okay, creepy. Yes, Vulcan. Vulcan's who I look for.
Dumb.
You're wrong all the time.
Always.
Yeah. Stupid Lehman Russ.
Super dumb.
Stoic Resolve. Dawn. His face is so dumb.
Where's his moustache?
Sanguinius was the worst model they made.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe someone without a face.
Why is it an Italian pizzeria's music in the background?
It's fucking M&S is what it is. They're doing
this
M&S.
isn't just any. Oh my god, it is.
They're doing an M&S.
Oh my days.
Yeah, they're going to do this is the first promo, can't they? Oh, he has got a head.
Oh, look, his beard isn't black, so he doesn't look so stupid.
And he's still... okay.
I'm in.
Yeah, he looks great.
I'm in.
Oh, but that sword is so much better. Oh, that sword is so much better, dude.
It is. Well, I also, so did they do an M&S
Why did
style
they show the
preview?
shit one earlier? Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things...
no, I want that.
Andy's webcam is rubbish. There we go.
At least he's self-aware.
There we go.
At least he knows that his webcam is rubbish. Just an improvement.
So one of the things to talk about in that situation is being obviously based in England, Marks and Spencer's is a company, and they have an ad campaign, and that doesn't translate in any way internationally. Incredibly poor marketing. Good work. Yeah. Hey, look, Andy's on Rob's internet. Wow. Rude.
Yeah.
If he's got a potato can, maybe he's the leaker.
It turns out that I am, in fact, Andy Hoare.
Yeah. Andy Hoare's actually a really nice bloke. Real solid. Real solid.
Wow. Yeah, the implication there being.
It can't be Tom then.
Yeah, it can't be you. This is such a long recording. This is like, we've been here for 3 fucking hours. This is taking forever.
It's okay. We can.
Is there one more? Is there one more of these?
40k release shithousery. There you go.
Honestly, bullshit that the Lion is 30k. Real bad time, says Dayton, to mess with people's emotions. Oh, Dayton, I'm sorry, man.
I was hopeful. I knew the minute I saw that leaked image of him, I was like, he's wearing black armor. That's not for me.
Yeah, so Lou saying, was this supposed to be a thing we recognised? Because as an American, I didn't get anything from it. Exactly. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, that's why marketing companies don't do regionalised ads unless they're doing intentionally regionalised ads, and then they release them in those regions. You don't on a global scale. Anyway, never mind. There you go. Just a quick. Does anyone want to just copy and paste? Just write these notes up, and we could just send them to them as some thoughts for the future.
More Eddie, less M&S.
Yeah, more Eddie, less M&S all day long. I'm into that completely. Because honestly, you could just listen to Eddie talk about things, and he's so hype, and he's so knowledgeable about stuff that this would be fine.
Yeah, it used to be this really good stream I used to watch. I can't remember what it's called though.
It's the Eddie Show. It was my favourite show. The Warhammer stream could have been 15 minutes wrong, says Donaldinho. I agree with that. Anyone else notice out of all the Primarch close-ups, the Lehman Ross model was the only one with a visible layer of dust on it? I did not notice that.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's very funny. Yeah, and of course, obviously, knowing that it was... did people really think it was the 40k Lion? It's interesting.
Apparently. Well, the email wasn't, specific, was it? And also, people have been waiting for the Lion for ages because it's just asleep, like a sleeping beauty in the bottom of the fucking... Yeah.
In the rock. Just waiting for it.
Oh, man. So, really, they haven't actually... As much as it's been exciting, I mean, those Lumineth elves are going to stay unsold for a good long while until production ramps up again. Which is obviously a bit of a sad news, but it's also they're going to look fantastic on the tabletop, which will be cool. That's a cool little new thing that's going to happen for all of us. This Lehman Russ model is only going to not Lehman Russ. Sorry, the Lion is only going to
offensive.
I know. I'm so sorry. It's only going to affect those guys. You know who those guys are. So I don't know what the heresy guys. So has there been really? It's just Fabius Bile, right? I guess, and the cow people.
So
Kirioth is out on Twitter saying that you can improve the quality of a live stream by collapsing Twitch chat, and I'd argue that you can improve the quality of a live stream by turning it into only Twitch chat and dropping it out.
please retweet with that comment because I'm up for that. That's good.
There's actually nothing for me to buy.
I feel like that's a bit too much. I'm going to leave that well alone. Someone can clip it and send it to him if they want, but I'm not. That's too much.
As a hobbyist that plays in all these game systems, none of these is actually something I need or feel I need, and that's worrying, right?
I guess so. I suppose it depends. They're
cool stuff. But
to be fair,
nothing's making me go, "Oh, I don't even have that impulse of if I could buy it tomorrow to buy it." Is that because we've had too much of it?
Oh no, maybe.
I know. Really, I actually really like the AMA model. I'm not even joking. I kind of feel like that. I've got an impulse for it.
I've got a load of Rohan, but they're so far down the list for me that I'm just like,
I know.
It's not going to disappear, so I'll get it eventually, maybe.
I get you.
So they have another preview next week.
Are we going to do this again next week then, with better internet?
Potentially. I'm not certain if we have better internet. Someone just sent me a croquet mallet set up. I could make some hammer boys of those. The Night Lords do look a bit derpy. The Night Lords are traditional enemies of Dark Angels. Yeah, makes sense, right?
I don't really know. I haven't got that far into Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, listen, this internet just sucks, and it's now at the stage where it's just not working at all. So I think we're going to call it a day because there are no more reveals.
Sounds good to me,
or
matey.
maybe there's a reveal, but
Cool. I can go have some lunch then.
it just goes sucks. Yeah, you guys, if you guys have been watching us live, I just want to say a big thank you for joining us. It's been really fun. The next time this happens, we'll try and do the same thing, but everything will work. That's the mission.
Yeah.
It's been really, really fun. So yeah, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to join us for midday tomorrow for some more of the stream streak. It's been really fun. This is day 12. It's been a pretty big day. Obviously, you can join us on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube or whatever. And thank you to everyone who's joined us on Patreon and to everyone helping us for the hype earlier, reaching for hype train 5 or whatever it was. But anyway, you guys are great. Thank you to everyone who's been on the show. Tom and Nick, thanks for and John, thank you.
It's good, man. Yeah.
And
cool.
Yeah,
It's been good.
Yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Have a